Okay, so we're here at Woodford Glen for the 2022. Actually, no, 2023 Modified Invasion. We've missed the last couple. We're finally here to this one. It only took us a couple of years to get to this point. Hell of a night last night with the qualifying, and look, tonight it's going to be a bit of action as long as this slight bit of precipitation gives us a break.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, last night's racing, this is obviously the finals night for the Invasion. We've got some pretty awesome drivers here, as well as all the locals. We've got some guys from up north. Pretty excited to see, I think most people know who he is, the new New Zealand champion, Brad Lane, 119H, now flying the 1NZ. Last night he had a bit of an interesting run though. I think he ran into the wall backwards. Do you know what happened there? I think he said something about his brakes falling off and flying through the car and landing on his bonnet. And have I just told the whole story?
Yeah. Yes, I know. He had, unfortunately did have a brake failure last night, and not the. Trust me, I speak from experience. I've run out of brakes before at the end of a straight, and it ain't pretty. And for Brad, that was pretty much an all four corners crash. So they had to work through the night and through the day, so they could be back here to entertain the fans in the 1NZ for this racing. But look, it's great to be back here at Woodford Glen. It's definitely our second home, and this is also our very last event.
Who are we?
Garage16.
What's your name?
My name's Aaron. This is Vince.
Nice to meet you.
So look, this is Garage16's very last event. So Modified Invasion, great one to finish it off on. There's a great list of spectators here rolling in through the gate. Great competitors out there, and I reckon we should get some good racing action tonight. Yeah, we're talking about Jacob Mitchell, absolutely rapid last night. Another one that was looking pretty good was Jason Kalin. He's come all the way down from the North Island as well. Funnily enough, there would have been a heck of a lot more North Islanders down here, including myself, if our ferries could do their bloody job. But they like to cancel these things a couple of days out. So that's my wee dig at them for the start of the night. But look, there's also quite a few good local drivers here, mate. So why don't you tell the audience a little bit about what the local guys have been up to?
Well, I sort of have a bit of a soft spot for one of these drivers. He's the 13C Evan Nicol. You can see him in the beautiful white and speckled silver car. He's usually just having a bit of fun. Usually not at the pointy end, but that's where I think most people should be and have the most fun. I mean, you would know, Aaron. You're a bit of a modified driver yourself, and that's usually where you spent most of your time, was at the back, just having a bit of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I did get the opportunity to drive these. I ticked my bucket list off a couple of weeks ago, which was the New Zealand Champs. It was a little bit of a shame we didn't get to come down and have a skid down here. But yeah, following on from Evan, obviously we've got Mike Gawley. He had a bit of a quiet night last night. Hayden Chunky Corbett, he was actually not too bad. It was just unfortunately he had a bit of a DNF in one of his qualifying races, which mucked things up with the car a little bit. But they got that car back ready and out on the track, and I think he was fourth in his second heat, and represented himself quite well in the feature final as well. So once again, couple of heats for each of these cars tonight, and 18 cars split into three groups. So that means you see around about sort of 11 to 12 cars on the track for the night in each race. And once all those points are decided, what they're competing for is to get into the, I believe it's top 8 pole shuffle, and then from the pole shuffle they are going to be going for the 20 lap Modified Invasion title over 20 laps. It's going to be wicked.
I believe it's going to be 30 laps tonight. Last night was 20 laps, but tonight's 30 laps, so it's going to be one of those massive marathons. And if you've ever seen a 30 lapper with modifieds on the track, you know what we're in store for tonight. So I just can't wait. If you're just joining us on the live stream now, you'll see it's a beautiful blue skies out the back here, but it only stopped raining about 10-15 minutes ago, so it's a bit touch and go whether we're actually going to go racing tonight. But it sounds like things are all good, and the track. I'm just getting some inappropriate words in my ear. It's if you could stop doing that, Mr. Stefan, that'd be great. I do love the words in my ear, but sometimes they're just a little bit filthy. So thanks for that. Anyway, what was I talking about, Aaron?
Look, getting back to the event, I'll get things back on track for us here, mate. Last night the track was very, very difficult. She rutted up into turn 1, quite a few ruts heading into the infamous turns 3 and 4 here at Woodford Glen, and the cars pretty much kind of had the choice to take a Mike Gawley type pole line through the first corner, get down nice and low, and even then if you didn't sit your front wheel over the curb and keep that car in position, you had a chance of sort of hitting that rut, which could have taken your rear wheel over the side, and then you could have rolled, but no one did that. Otherwise, the only other direction for everyone to go last night was round the outside, but there was a little bit in both, so it's going to be interesting to see what happens. We've obviously had a bit more moisture today. They haven't had to do a lot of wetting of the track and all that sort of stuff. The track actually looks pretty good out there. It's reasonably hard, and I reckon once they get out there and start packing things, we do have some super saloons here tonight. I reckon those guys they should take the top off the track for us, and as long as we don't get any more rain, we are going to be ready to go here at Woodford Glen.
You haven't been out there to stick your wee thingy in the thingy, have you, tonight? Yeah. No, you haven't. We might get out there with a bit of a screwdriver, I believe they call it. Is that what you call it?
Yep.
Sweet. No, it's all good, mate. I suppose, but while we still have a bit of time, we might as well tell the fans a bit about the New Zealand Dirt Track Racing magazine that Aaron and I were privileged to take over about 12 months ago, I think. So this will be our last issue coming out in April, so we're very excited to put that out. We have found a wonderful new owner who's going to take it up and beyond, and we couldn't be happier with who's taking that. If you have a trawl around Facebook, I'm pretty sure that's the news is out there somewhere, but we're not publicly announcing it all yet until we have a bit more, until we've planned something proper, like a little bit of a party, a bit of a shindig, that sort of thing. But you'll find out soon. That goes on sale not this week, but the week after on Thursday. If you are a bit of a fan of the NZ Dirt Track Racing magazine, grab your copy now. It's a pretty awesome copy. It's probably one of the best ones we've done so far. Our last one will be the very best we've done so far. Save the best for last. But everyone, I can assure you that the NZ Dirt Track Racing magazine is going to continue on as strong as ever. It's going to stay in its published form. And, well, yeah, I can't wait to see what the new owners do for it. What do you reckon, Aaron?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. No, it's been absolutely brilliant. We've looked at another thing too. So shout out to the new owners for the NZ Dirt Track. Like I said, that will live on. Garage16's obviously taken a break from Speedway, but what we have to do is we have to massively thank the fans down here at Woodford Glen. Woodford Glen fans they've been following us pretty much since we kind of got into this around about 5 years ago, and the amount of support that we get from down here in Canterbury, I think over half of all our followers are from this track. The passion and everything that goes with this track, the cool events that they've put on, the awesome club sandwiches they make for us over there in the club rooms, and just the Canterbury people. I mean, you're a Cantabrian yourself, so you can't really be asked because you'll just be biased. But look, at the end of the day, without Woodford Glen, this journey would have been way more boring than it has been.
It's been a lot of fun. I think we've had a lot of fun touring around the country, and I think Woodford Glen has definitely stuck out. I mean, the promotion side of any track always gets a hell of a hammering because, you can never make everyone happy, and everyone is very passionate about what they do. So if they disagree with you, they're going to let you know, and they're going to be, most of the time, not very nice. And obviously that goes on quite a bit. But Steve Lennon and the promotion team here at Woodford Glen have treated us probably the best that we have been at any track around the country. And we for that reason, we'll keep coming back, and you'll definitely see us here next year, but more as fans and spectators, probably on turn 3, because that's where I used to sit before all this stuff happened. Yeah, so I'll be back down there. Can't wait to get hit in the face with some mud, and I think it'll be a good time. But what do you reckon, Aaron? I think the action's hopefully getting underway soon, and yeah.
Yeah, mate. Look, everyone's kind of just taking their time in behind the scenes there. I haven't seen any drivers jumping into their overalls, but it can't be too far away. And we're going to get the action going for everyone out there and everyone on the live stream. Obviously, another shout out too to the team here at the Pits TV. Jason, Stefan, Michaela, Bianca, who we've worked with on the live streams with, has been absolutely brilliant. And the good news is we look forward to turning up and doing the odd live event potentially next season. So, did you not know? I forged your signature for the contracts again,
Cool,
but
that's awesome. Yeah, whatever.
sweet as. Okay, so look, absolutely brilliant again. Big shout out to the people here at Woodford Glen Speedway that come and support the sport and have supported us. We really appreciate it. But tonight is about some good modified action, some Super Saloon action as well, and just good old Speedway action all round.
Yeah, mate, we might try and line up a few interviews before the racing gets underway. Obviously, we've got some awesome guests here tonight for the racing, but for now, we're going to have a little bit of music, and yeah, we'll see you very shortly.
I would not be surprised if they, yeah, it looks like they will give them a rolling start. It's one of those moments where there's this pause and silence. This race, which we will loosely call a race, will be brought to us called complete tire and order. I think they just be doing a bit more track packing. I might just wander through and find out what the plan is.
Yeah,
Give them
good
2
idea,
seconds.
Jared. Yep, I think so. So while we're here, we've got a few moments worth thanking, of course, Koken Tools for sponsoring Koken Tools at Woodford Glen Speedway. We couldn't do racing here without the support of Koken Tools, so if you're looking for tools, pop down to the Woodford Glen shop. Steve's got a great selection of tools down there. Big thank you also to GWM for supplying the GWM Cannon Ute. The Value Cars Warehouse Grandstand, big thank you to Value Cars for sponsoring that, and EnviroWaste, of course, who sponsor our turn 3 and 4 there. What did you find out, Jared?
Well, they're going 4 laps at pace, just to see what the track's going to do. These guys are the ones that can sacrifice some body panels. And
already have.
Well, Trent is riding the wall down the back straight as he comes through. I did suggest to them that they just give them a rolling start. So we'll see what happens, whether or not they... but definitely the track surface... Whoa, Trent has just put himself in.
Why does it take commentators to come up with common sense solutions? This is what...
Not everybody would say what we say is common sense, though,
No,
Tony.
but-
Lord knows I've read lots of stuff on Facebook which criticise the living heck out of me.
Yeah, well... Me too, but there you go. No,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
you probably
yeah,
wrote
Chris-
it. But no, there's...
Oh, there Steve Peterson getting into race mode.
Well, the
spinning up
green light
22.
is on, so it is race conditions.
It is race conditions.
Although it is a spirited track pack. That's probably the polite way of calling this. And to be fair, that is...
Okay, you try telling them that. Just been told it's supposed to be hot laps out there, but
Yeah, this is certainly no race. I mean, let's be fair. They're doing 41-second laps.
Yep.
Maybe 42... Yeah, 42
yeah, leading
seconds
cars
left.
are doing 41, 42 seconds. Oh, someone's broken the 39.8.
Dave
Dave McSherry's done a 39.8.
He's just showing off now. So, but even then, he probably does that in the water truck. So, it is coming right. I mean, unfortunately, if you work on these cars, you're going to have to scrape some mud off them, which is not going to be a lot of fun. it would make for an interesting teams race, and I'm sure if we're at other tracks, they probably would start a teams race in these conditions. But it is about getting the track right for the modifieds and then dishing up something half decent for the stock cars. So as much as these drivers know that they're creating chaos, and saying that, some of them will be laughing. If you look at the back of Dave McSherry's car, the 762 as it heads around, off the rear guards, it looks like he's got two giant beehives hanging on the back. He's got that much clay stuck under those rear guards.
And if you actually look at the wheel clearance at the back of that car, you can see the extra weight that's pulling down on the back of that.
Oh yeah, it's like he's gained an extra 80, 100 kilos in the back.
Yeah.
It's all good when you cut the body panels away so you don't have to fix them, but when you leave them there, it just fills full of bog, and that is all this mud is doing, all this clay is doing.
So at the moment we are green, but we're not racing. It's not often we tell you that, but we are green but not racing here at Koken Woodford Glen. We are doing hot laps, rearranging the pit gate.
Oh, Simon Bland just gave it a love tap.
Yeah.
he's going down the straight faster sideways than he was forwards. It's a
brave car that takes the outside line through. It's 3 and 4.
Oh no, brave, silly. He's just put himself. Is it Kahu that's just put himself around? It might be in the 777. Yep, Kahu Ipaha. So that idea I have about putting a wall on the pole line would just be purely to keep the cars in one direction, I think. And they're gone yellow.
So we're no longer doing hot laps. We'll hopefully find out very shortly what the plan is.
Saloons are in the chute, so super saloons.
Super saloons.
So they will be, I would say, given that they are brought to the wee way down the program, they've been dragged forward for track packing.
Yep.
And that's all we can do at this point. So race fans, thank you for your patience. It's about getting it back. And if it gets really boring, we'll stick the derby out with the ramp.
Well, to be quite honest, it wouldn't be such a silly idea. Get the ramp race derby done. Well, the track's in this condition. It's ideal for it.
The irony is we're going to wet the track like you would.
Yes.
Just look at the clumps of clay that are falling out of the cars as they head around.
Yeah.
But if you like a flat, smooth track,
this could be your night.
If you just suck that top, just 3 or 4 mils off the top of it, there's some super saloons out there that might actually quite enjoy this. I mean, they might not either, but it's the things we do. You don't get this in tarmac racing, Tony.
No, you don't. But you do get to race in the rain. Although from a spectator's point of view, that's not so cool, really. Alright, so we're just waiting on the pit gate to open there. Obviously, a little bit of issue there because of the tap it took, but they got it open. It's good.
Yeah. I know we've talked about the clay on the track this season not being the clay that we really want. That's all sitting out the back as it arrived in the last week or so. But we didn't need to remove most of it on the underbelly of these cars tonight.
There's going to be quite a mountain of clay, isn't there, down in the pits by the end of the meeting tonight?
I pity our caretaker. He's got a horrible job this week of making those pits usable for 2 weeks' time. And mind you, we still have the street sweeper out there, so we haven't brought that out into the track yet, so give it time.
What you think you do with your four-wheel drive. What you actually do with your four-wheel drive.
No matter what you do with your four-wheel drive, we've got the right tyre for you. So come on down to Mag & Turbo.
Are you building a new commercial business or home? Or is it time that your existing premises had a repaint anywhere in the South Island? Then Anderton Decorators have you covered. From floor to ceiling, wall to roof, Anderton Decorators offer the latest techniques, equipment and technology to make even the hardest tasks seem simple. Anderton Decorators also has the expert team to take the frustration out of your next project. Call Shane today on 027 Painting. It's 027 724 6846. Anderton Decorators. We have you covered.
Total Access is New Zealand's largest providers of access machines, scaffolding and height services. Total Access stand by their promise of reliable service, making easy access. With access machines of all types, Total Access have the small machines right up to New Zealand's largest, with a reach of over 56 metres. With locations all over New Zealand, give the team a call today on 0800 Hire Now or visit their website at totalaccess.co.nz. Total Access, where height is within your reach.
No, I think this time Brian's got the green flag in his hand, so they'll actually get to see a green flag waving to start their race.
And we go 3-4 wide, so I don't know if they're going to start them like this or do they? No, how can you start it like this? They did. So the easiest thing is, everybody that was forward of the 25 car
Whoa, 79. Oh.
gets disqualified. Woohoo! There's some tubings and all sorts going on. There's about 4 or 5 cars there that probably want to rethink how their starts. And some of these cars are not set for race conditions. How do you think, Tony? There's just going to be a list of cars that were in front of the 25 car down the outside
Yes.
that referees are just going to bring up and say, don't even worry about the race result. We'll just preclude you. So whilst Cole Phillips is in the lead at the moment, back to Valandrin, the 321, the 10 car, they were all forward of the 25 car before the race even started. So it'll feel good to get the checkered flag, but it may not actually matter. And
So Keith, Husos and Phillips there, 3 wide.
yeah, it's going to work on this track, but they are still on little tyres. Notice how the track isn't cutting up. It is very hard. Very glazed as Hustos looks at the 59 car. The reality is the battle was possibly here with McClure and Brooks.
Oh,
As
banging side rails.
they're pushing into each other. They can only end badly. Jack Burson sees what's going on, makes the move to pass Brooks, but just can't get the car to turn on the apex of the corner. Out in front. It is the 59 with the 10 car going into a push. Phillips looks to the inside. He did this last night in the runoff for the Canterbury Champs. So Cole Phillips in the 12 car. Moves through on the 10 of Hustos. Back to Caelan Keith. Brooks and Burson as we head past the Value Cars Warehouse Grandstand. Starting to get a bit of space around them now. There is a challenge here at the other pointy end of the field. Of course, that's the other thing too, Tony. These cars aren't blessed with big brakes.
No, they aren't. That's true too.
They might only be 650 kilos, but once you get on the brakes, you've still only got little biscuits that you've got the car sitting on, so they're not going to pull up as quick as you'd hope.
The lap times are sitting in the 25s at the moment.
So not super fast at all.
So, well, they were doing 23s in the first race last night, the youth mini stocks. So about 2 seconds a lap slower than they were first up last night.
As the 59 car clocks up another lap, there'll be 2 to go. And the rest of the pack funneling through. Cole Phillips is looking to make the move here. He's all over the back of the 59 car. Hustos just falling back a wee bit, and Caelan Keith falling a wee bit further back as they head past the Value Cars Warehouse Grandstand. Whoa! Got hit there. It's that mid-corner push. If you don't get on it to keep the car coming round, and it's allowed Hustos up the inside, so we're going to go 3 wide down the front straight, and we'll try to go 2 or 3. Well, no, Hustos goes in hot. 59 car there, just got a little bit of a bumper on the 12. As we head down, the challenge will be on. White flag is out. Cole Phillips leads us back to Valandrin in the 59. Phillips goes in hot.
But he's got it turned in. He's done well.
It's that mid-corner push, just keeping the gas. Oh! There's a couple of cars ricocheting there. Phillips takes the run back to the 59, the 10, and I think it was
Caelan Keith, the 3-2-1 went in too hard into turn 4 and has kissed the wall as a result. More than kissed it, actually. Clobbered it.
And
the front wheel not turning. You can see the bumpers bent around there.
Pulls straight back onto the track. possibly not the smartest move.
No, 131, Mason Bland had to pull up heavily there to avoid hitting it.
Well, you could start it on the back if you're interested. It's got a lap before they come around. No, you can't. Okay, front row, it is Tranter and Peterson. And, ironically, Brooke goes early. And she will back up, rejoin. This is the bit where as soon as she hits the bumper, they restart. So the 428 car.
We've actually got a red light there because
Something's on the...
something's
No.
wrong.
Oh, there'll be the red.
Oh, there you
I'm
go.
sure Kahu's crew are
So-
feeling
so-
really, really good right now.
Someone spanner left on the back of the 777.
Oh, to be fair, the amount of quarter-inch ratchets we have at the pit gate each year falling out from ratchet belts as we go racing, finally. And it's just about... 23 car stands on the brakes. Of course, he's got to do some teams practice without upsetting too many people. Sean Andrew in the old car. And Kennett goes straight for the 777 car to tickle him up, and he's going to have a crack at Ben Turner. Out in front, the 1NZ, Paul Leslie. Woo, he decides to get the push, not even waiting the mid-corner. Gets on it real early. As we come across the start-finish line, it's the 35 car of John O'Garthley, followed by the 1NZ. The 28 there, Steve Peterson, has the Don behind him, and we've got spun down there, Ben Turner in the 15. So Street Stock's getting a much more usable track surface. Garthley just sets that thing in sideways and powers through the corner. Alan Aitchison's managed to get up into third, leans on Garthley Senior, and just screams past the 1NZ car. And we look further back, 38 car, a feather rubbing the wall. I think Kennett's having a wee play here. Is he going to turn back on him? No, he lets him go. Our race leader, he can see that he's about to get some back markers into the mix shortly. The 46 car pulling off down at turn 3. But our race leader clocks down another lap. Through goes the 1NZ, then the 33 of the Don. As our race leader into the back markers here. He weaves around the outside of Feather, ducks to the inside of Turner, and he's got a 3-car lineup here. Of course, Jono had previously raced in the Cobras. Now he's getting chased here by the 15. Kennett's on the brakes. He's going to have to spin Kennett. He gets on him, and no, he backs out of it. John O'Garthley's facing the wrong way, but he's going to throw away the race lead, ironically, to his old man, as Don Garthley takes over the race lead, chased by Aitchison. So Kennett is practicing, and he's being a man. And for some of these drivers, it's actually quite good, given the state of origin has been delayed a few weeks. As Aitchison gets into the back corner of the 33 car, and Garthley, he's cunning. He might actually just send Aitchison to play with these guys in front, and no, Aitchison overcooks it. So Kennett goes wide. Our race leader goes through, and Kennett is he on the brakes? No, he's on the outside of the 36 car. So the sun's come out.
Yeah,
It's
right ass.
getting sunstrike turning into turn 2. So Garthley clocks up another lap. Back to Aitchison. Steve Peterson and Matt Peterson with Dave McSherry. There's a bit of a family reunion going on down the front straight. As out in front it is Don Garthley. Steve Peterson up into the wall. Dave McSherry's up the inside of Matty P. Matty fires the Falcon in sideways. As Garthley clocks up another lap. Aitchison's not that far behind. And Kennett's given a little bit of treatment there by John Garthley. That's a return from a few laps earlier. And into turn 2 we go with our race leader. It's actually picking up Aitchison. Well, Aitchison's done the fastest lap time at 23.9. But we're into some back markers again. Ben Turner, Dwayne Kennett, Garthley taps him. He'll get straightened up by Aitchison. Actually, Aitchison needed to move up the track and actually put Garthley round. And Garthley's going to do the inside dive on the 23 car. He does, gives him a little nudge, just pushes him wide into his teammate. That's all he needed to do to get round smoothly. There'll be a bit of a chase down the front straight. The white flag is out. Aitchison goes through on the 15 car, and Dave McSherry goes through on Aitchison. Dave gets on the brakes early, causing everybody to bottleneck up a bit. Kennett is chasing the 33 car down the back straight. Unless he's going to be a hero down at 2, I think the Don's got him. So Garthley and Dave McSherry didn't waste any time. He just clobbers the side of the 23 car. The checkered goes to the Don, followed by
McSherry.
62. So two former 1NZs there, first and second. And there's a couple of braking incidents after the checker that was fun to watch.
That was a good race.
That race brought us to us courtesy of Complete Tire and Auto. And the Horrifieds are in the show.
The
Modifieds.
Still flashing, so we won't go this time round. Jacob Mitchell in the middle of the pack there. You'd be a brave man to bet against Brad Lane off the front of any grid, to be honest.
We said that last night, and he started on pole, and Mitchell came from the back.
Yeah, he did. It's true. So we'll see. Of course, I guess the odd question mark over the performance level of the 1NZ car based on having had a bit of a prang last night, but assuming everything's back where it should be, straight and working well, he should be very fast off the front of this grid.
And the light is still flashing. The clerk of the course is still on the track. So I suspect they've got a number of drivers they're waiting for a thumbs up from.
Yep.
But holy cow, is this smooth from the pole line to the wall? Yep, thumbs up. So I'm guessing they're waiting for Lane. He's looking at... Yep.
Thumbs up given. So the drivers are now happy with the state of the track. We should be able to go racing next time round.
I am actually picking, it was Gilbert and Lane they were given the options to.
Yep.
So the light is out. We're in the starter's hands, Tony. Here
Luke Adams in the 17 car, Brad Lane in the 1NZ. Who's going to make it to turn 1 first? Brian's going to wave the green thing. We're away. We're racing. Garage 16 Modified Invasion underway here at Woodford Glen. And no contest. 1NZ. Brad Lane puts his foot down, streaks to the lead. The 47 car coming round into a solid third there. Jacob Mitchell still mid-pack. He's got some number of cars ahead of him to navigate through here. But Brad Lane ticks off the first lap. Adams in the second place. Lindsay Gilbert's come through into third. The 47 of Ruben Brown's in fourth. Here comes the 5 car of Bailey Patterson making some good progress. Good battle between the 18 of Mitchell and the 32 of White. We go back down the field. Corbett had a bit of a moment there, and it caused a bit of a backup there with the 49 of Kevin Band and the 11 of Cassandra Massey. But out front, he looks as if he's absolutely screaming, absolutely hauling the 1NZ car of Brad Lane. He's opened up a huge gap already, 3.3 seconds. That was a 15.5 second lap, that last one. So he's absolutely humming here at Koken Woodford Glen. Lap record's a 15.38, so he's only 2/10 off. Coming together down the front straight there between the 5 and 8 car, Gilbert and Patterson, but they've recovered. And coming through the middle is the 18 of Mitchell. But Brad Lane is in another class. He's found another gear.
Oh, pile up.
And we're going to have to go yellow.
Yeah, this is the Brad Lane that we know and love. He is...
Don't know what they did to the car last night, but it's been bloody worth it.
It has been... He is probably... He's probably one of the most spectacular open-wheel drivers in the country, and his lack of fear seems to be the biggest shock for most people.
So the lap record in modifieds is 15.38. Hayden Mackay set that record some time ago. So the fastest lap so far are 15.44. So we're just 6 100ths of a second off lap record time here at Koken Woodford Glen and for Brad Lane.
So he, 17 car, looks like he's just lost it by his little lonesome. Slid across track. Gilbert's avoided him, and Bailey Patterson straight into the top. Yeah, nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go, really.
Brett, the Luke Adams just doing that all by himself. Hopefully it hasn't cost Bailey Patterson anything, and hopefully it was just his front bumper. Oh no, they are picking him up. Yep. Of course, the infield this week has been underwater for a large part of the week, so.
Bit soft, bit wet out there.
You'd be pretty brave. You do not. Oh, we've gone green already, Tony.
Well, we're way back in racing. Brad Lane struggling to get the front wheels pointed in the right way there, such as the power that he was getting down through the back of the car. Mitchell's come through to second place, so now we're going to see an interesting battle between these two very fast drivers. Brad Lane, Jacob Mitchell, Lindsay Gilbert's in the mix there as well. Ian White in the 32 car in fourth place. Ruben Brown's there. Behind him we've got the 12 of Jason Caleb, who's making his way through the field. The 69, Andrew Naven. Chunks Corbin in the 22. Kevin Vann in the 49. Cassandra Massey at the back of the field. So that's 6 laps down, 6 to go for Brad Lane. At the moment he's got a gap of about 5 or 6 car lengths over Jacob Mitchell, perhaps less than that, perhaps 4 to 5. Then we go back 5 to 6 car lengths to Lindsay Gilbert in third place. How the lap time's looking in terms of closing up there, let's see.
No, there's still lanes. Yep. Fastest lap is
1.1 is the gap between the two, first and second. Let's see what it is this time round. goes to 1.09. So Jacob Mitchell fractionally faster than Brad Lane there, but the difference is small, and he's probably going to run out of laps before he has a chance to catch him. But anything can happen. This sort of speed, Brad Lane can absolutely do anything. Jacob Mitchell just slightly tighter through turns 1 and 2. Lane takes it out very close to the wall on the exit to 3, squares the car up out of 4 very early. Mitchell lets the car glide a little bit more. You can see there's a little bit more glide in Mitchell's lines, a little bit more attitude and squaring in Lane's
Gilbert
lines.
on the front straight.
Oh dear, Gilbert's come to a stop on the front straight there. And that'll bring the yellows on. And that'll close up the gaps again. It's a shame for Lindsay Gilbert, he was going well there.
Still consistently 15-6s from the 2 cars at the front. And if you're the Super Saloons in the chute, you'd be looking forward to this next race. Lane just gliding that thing up by the wall, and that may become a little bit of a problem at the entry to turn 3 at some point. Just definition between the track surface and the wall.
Yes, you can already see the walls getting absolutely spattered there.
Okay, here we go, Tony. We lock and load. We have got two laps to go.
2 helter-skelter laps left in this first heat for the Modified Invasion. Away we go. Brad Lane, Jacob Mitchell, Ian White in 3rd. Jason Kalin making up some good ground in 4th. I wouldn't be surprised if he ducks under White before the end of the race. Down the back straight they go, past the Value Cars Warehouse Grandstand, through Enviroways. Brad Lane has a moment there. Jacob Mitchell has to back out to avoid hitting him. Might even have touched him, I think. We're in the white zone. That will have unsettled Brad Lane. Probably unsettled Jacob Mitchell too. There's a good battle between Kalin and White. I think Lane won't make the same mistake twice. He doesn't. And he's going to pick up that checkered flag. And Ian White holds on for 3rd behind Jacob Mitchell.
Still managed to pull a 15.59 lap in that last lap.
Wow.
But that was a very... man, if they could have just gone the full length of the race without a stoppage, that would have been a new lap record for the 10 laps.
12 lap race, yeah.
Mitchell, he had nowhere to go. Brad Lane checked up. He was going round. Brad had to back out of the gas to square the car, and Mitchell came through hot. Fortunately, it looks like just panel damage, but what a race out of those two. Those cars are flying. Hold on to your tickets. These guys are just going to go straight to the floor. Who's going to be the bravest into turn 1?
I don't know. Away we go, racing, and Hayden Mackay gets the jump on Ian Burston there, and look at Mackay go, fires it in, and he just glides it round. Burston's going with him. There's a bit of movement in the back of the pack there. 6 Kane Lawson trying to come around the outside. Got slightly cut off by the cars in front of him. Ashton Osborne looking very aggressive in the 16 machine as well. And Malcolm Narkai scything through the turns also. 86, Hayden Mackay leads us through from the 21 of Ian Burson. A car length back to the 58 of Richie Taylor. 2 or 3 back to Ryan Marsden in the 54 machine. Here's the 19 of Malcolm Nartai. Looks like it's going to fall over through the turns. The boys are quick. 27, Trevor Elliott is on the gas as well. Good battle between the 881 of Matt Summerfield and the 16 of Ashton Osborne. Lawson's in the mix with them as well. Lockie Taylor at the back of the field with the brand new Bolton car. So another lap ticked off. That's 3 down now for Hayden Mackay. Fastest lap so far, 16.66. So we're about a half a second off lap record pace here. Hayden Mackay leading us through. He's leading Burson. Burson looking very smooth, very fast. The 58, Richie Taylor coming through. He's ahead of Marsden now. Marsden staying with him though, not much between the 58 and 54 cars. And Malcolm Nartai working his way through, gradually getting closer and closer. Trevor Elliott's in the mix as well, and you have to say this front group of 6 cars absolutely hauling here. The gap between them is not that great at all. They're all doing lap times in around the 17-second flat mark. So
Fastest lap done by Ryan Marsden actually.
It is too.
16.66,
yeah. So 86, Hayden Mackay has opened up a gap over Ian Burson, who's under a bit of pressure now from Richie Taylor. Marsden's in 4th place, keeping an eye on these 2 in front of him. Malcolm Nartai's joined the party as well, and is right on the back of Marsden. And very soon I expect we'll see Trevor Elliott starting to pressure Nartai as well. We're 7 laps down, just 3 to go, and I don't think anyone's going to catch Hayden Mackay, who's used the clear air out front to great advantage. It's Burson who's under a lot of pressure now as he runs a little bit wide out of 4, and that's given Richie Taylor room. Poke up the inside. Taylor says, thank you very much, I'll do that. I'll run with you for a lap and then I'll get ahead of you in the next turn. 54, Marsden's watching this happening as well. Nartai keeping that honest too. The white flag flies for Mackay. Still side by side for 2nd place between Taylor and Burson. And now Marsden trying to make it 3 wide out of turn 2. 3 does not work on this track. So coming out of turn 4, here's your race winner, Hayden Mackay, takes the checkered flag. The battle for 2nd. Oh, it's tight on the line.
Richie gets it.
Richie Taylor gets it by 5 1,000ths of a second. And 3rd place there was the 21 of Ian Burson.
Pierce on the front row there. To the outside of him, it is the 47 of Cam Dench. Braden Lennon in the 4C with Craig Robb, the 911, arguably the oldest chassis out there. Harley Robb in the 991 with Connor Phillips to his outside. And then I think it's Jack Lowe actually in the 21 car, not Dan McNally tonight, with Kahu Agnew beside him. The 214, just checking to see who the driver on that is. If it is Maddie Lee. Oh, we'll know fairly soon as the race starts whether it's going to hit something or not. That is Maddie on there. Well, I'm pretty certain there was a certain street stock driver standing on the back of it in Grand Parade.
They just do that to confuse us.
I did, and it works. So we're flags in the starters' hands. We're away and racing, and we head down to turn 1 for the first time. The 917 car giving a big hurry up there by the 43. We go in. Who's set low? Harley Rob has ducked down low. He's managed to pull the pin there, and he launches up the inside. And Phillips is going to go there. Craig Rob on that low line as well. Big gaggle of cars at the back end of that pack. They're all going to get down at turn 3 at the same time. As the 214 97 going into the wall with the 151. You make him angry, all you do is kickstart him. The 214's in the wall there. This 97 there's backing out across in front of our leaders. I'd be getting right quick onto that one. And Matty Lee limping to the infield. So race leader Harley Rob, followed by Braden Lennon, Phillips, Rob Senior and Tama Pierce, and Shy Rob in the 411. Imagine that, all Robs on the podium. That'd be an interesting one. You need them just to see them in a crowd. As Harley gets a wee bit of a push on through the corner, too much drive from the back. The 11 car gets the big wallop up the tube from the 411. And front though, Braden Lennon looks like he's just tickling up the 991. And the 5 car sitting in sort of a bit of a no man's land. Harley Rob enters EnviroWaste a little bit quicker. And the 47 car giving the big hurry up there from the 151. I don't think Wade Sweeting is using his brakes tonight. I think you are his brakes if you're in front of him. Liam Squire, they're having a battle with Jason Brooks and his daughter. He's going to get sick of seeing white cars around him shortly. Out in front, where is our race leader? Across the start finish line, he's going to come through, and the first back mark is going to be the 16 of Cole Soden. And he goes through, gets given the hurry up, get out of the way. And is it Huggies there in the
317 Huggies,
317,
yeah.
Getting into the Brooks car. The 44 car is spun down. I think it's Ollie Sutton in that one. Now the mini stocks into the stock car tonight. Our race leader just gives Morrison a bit of a hurry up. And he'll go through. And Morrison's car's fast, but mid-corner just goes into a push. Lennon will go through. And Phillips in the 11 car having a bit of a tangle up. The 411's there. We go 3 wide down the front straight. And Tyler McPherson's going to go down the outside line. We go 4 wide in turn 1. It was going to end badly. McPherson was best to get on the brakes and duck to the inside because he's got the power. And the 44 car back out in the straight, front straight, going now. Our race leader right into the back markers, goes through on low, who it's almost like he's having a little look at the back of the Harley Rob car, but it will come back with interest. And Braden then looking to muscle his way through. Kahu in the 611 car, flat front tyre, and Pockets in the 417 there coming off turn 4 as our race leaders are coming through. Of course, it is about accumulating points, as we have 3 laps to go. Harley Rob past the Value Cars Warehouse grandstand, gives the 44 car a tickle up, encourages him to go into the side of the 43. Well, it was either that or he was going to... But Rob is just picking his moments. He knows he's got track position over Lennon, but Lennon... Oh, we go 4 wide again down the front straight. Craig Rob looks like he's going to spit through all of that the best. But
Lennon's catching up to Rob here with these back markers.
It is. And I think Lennon's just going to use that front bumper. Whoa, Kahu Agnew gets caught up with Tyler McPherson, just about takes the 817 car. They're stuck in the wall. The bumpers are locked together. The white flag is out for Harley Rob. 16 will pull to the infield on the back straight. So we've only lost 3 out of this and got 2 tangled up down that EnviroWaste. As our race leaders head through EnviroWaste, it is going to be Harley Rob, a car length back to Braden Lennon, and third on the track I am picking is going to be Craig Rob, followed by Shy, is it? Let's have a look.
Once it flips over, once we've got 29 cars, it makes it a bit hard to...
Well, we were trying to pick where it was. Certainly we knew who the back markers were. So Harley Rob, Braden Lennon, Craig Rob, Shy Rob. I wasn't joking about getting all 3 Robs up there.
Yeah, so yeah, apart from Braden Lennon being amongst there, it was the boy, the father, the sister.
He's going to have to find a Rob to marry.
が敵を食らう が敵を食らう
You just had the first round of the modified points given to us. Probably not a huge surprise about where the points sit.
So the clerk of the course, assistant clerk of the course, hops in the Can-Am, gives us the signal he's happy. And we're away in racing, first heat of Superstocks. 971, he gets us off to a fly, the 34's up the inside. Jaden Ward at this stage, he's going to lead us down the back straight. Darren Wallace, he's going down the inside of the 191. So as they turn into 3 and 4 for the first time, let's see who comes out. Jaden Ward, Zach West, and we go back to Hippie Paul, Darren Wallace, Lloyd Jennings, and we go back to Malcolm Nartai. Just catches that bit of a run that's starting to form. As they go through, Lloyd Jennings in behind him, the 191 of Dylan Robb, then we go back to Riley Evans. In behind them, the two Berry brothers, then we go Nigel Keats, Caleb West, and then Henderson bringing up the rear. But at this stage, we've got the 971, Jaden Ward. Look at Nartai just streaming through there. That thing's got some pace going through the mid-corner. He's just trying to put a bit of pressure on Happy Paul. Shoots up the inside of him. Our race leader, Jaden Ward's gone. Then we go back to the 24. We've got Red.
For the Park 47 of Keats out of 2.
So they'll go and remove that car. They all pull up on the rear.
They must have called red about 18 times based on the speed they pulled up.
But they all pulled up in their race order,
So fastest car on the track at the moment is actually Zach West in the 24C of the 1904.
Red flag comes in, and we're away again. Zach West gets a flyer. He's about to shoot up the inside of Jaden Ward. No, Ward hooks her into gear, gets going again, gets a bit of a push on. Zach West trying to get up the inside as they come down the front straight.
And Keats, after the red light, now rejoins from the infield.
So there we go. Darren Wallace has now come into the picture. Malcolm Nartai is in behind him. Then we go back to Lloyd Jennings. Happy Paul's trying to shoot up the inside of Jennings. Then we go back to Riley Evans, the two Berry brothers, Caleb West. Then we go back to Dylan Robb and Henderson in the 71 machine. But back up the front, Jaden Ward's leading us at this stage over Zach West. Then we go back to Darren Wallace. In behind Wallace, we've got 19C, Malcolm Nartai, back to Lloyd Jennings, Happy Paul, Riley Evans. So the leader comes past us, that's 5 of 10. A spinner in turn 1 and 2.
Berry.
He'll get himself fired up again, here going. Here comes Nartai, trying to get up the inside of Wallace as they come off turn 2. Down the back straight, Nartai's going up the inside. Takes over that spot, gets a bit of a push on. Wallace is going to come underneath him. Jaden Ward takes another lap off. Zach West having a good run here. Ward's shooting up the inside of these back markers. Then we go back to Zach West in the 24 car. Darryl Wallace is still retaining that third spot. Nartai sitting in fourth. 32, the Berry's got a wee bit of smoke coming off.
Yes, rim dragging on the wheelgate of the 32 car.
Jaden Ward's opened up quite a bit of lead. Darryl Wallace and Malcolm Nartai having a bit of a coming together. Zach West still holding on to that second spot. As they go through, white flag this time round for Jaden Ward. Zach West comes through for that second. Nartai's taken over third over Wallace.
It's not over for Wallace though, as Wallace looks to the back to the inside on him.
Wallace is going to come up the inside. Our race leaders going through 3 and 4, 9-7-1, Jaden Ward. Here comes the Nartai Wallace show. What's going to happen? Ward takes the win. Good drive by Zach West in the 24 car. Then we go back to Nartai Wallace. And behind them will be Lloyd Jennings. Then we go to Hippie Paul and Berry in the 23 car, Jake Berry.
Yeah, beautiful drive there from actually West. Oh, Malcolm puts himself around after the race. I guess he just wants to say hello to the crowd in the grandstand.
So Malcolm Nartai set the fastest lap time with an 18.76.
Suck it up and get it done with suckitup.co.nz.
Technical Welding Services Hamilton are specialists in the transit concrete mixer industry. From chassis drop-off to a full working concrete mixing, the team will take care of the job from start to finish. Full engineering services and general sheet metal work can also be undertaken. Need a quote? Call 07 847 2031 or visit our website www.techweld.nz. Technical Welding Services Hamilton, we are the experts.
As we look at the points, Jacob Mitchell is leading on 34, followed by Brad Lane 32, Kalen on 29, and then we drop 9 points back to Ruben Brown on 20, and then we've got Stephen Thompson, Lindsay Gilbert both on 19 points. Andrew Naven and Hayden Corbett on 18, then Kevin Bann and Ian White on 17, 16 for Gary Lennon, Mike Gooley on 14, as is Craig Pottinger. But this race, of course, the points don't really mean a lot. There's nothing meaningful until we get to the shootout.
That's right, and we're getting closer to the shootout. This is the second race tonight for the Garage16 group, so this will be their final chance to accumulate points. And of course, we've still yet to have the horsepower heads and MDS groups come up against each other during the night. But they're running round through Enviroway's turn, ready to go, and away we go this time. A very messy start.
Cole Pottinger's over.
Oh, multiple times as well.
Just
That's a nasty roll.
Just inertia release there. He clipped the side of the 48 car.
We had cars starting on the infield. Quite how that was happened, I'm not sure. And Pottinger, I think an innocent party and all of that, just getting caught up. And as you say, the energy release of that car was something wicked.
And he's out of the car. Give him a hand. Well, fair bit of damage to the bodywork of the car. I'd say, to be fair to Craig and his team, that's probably his night run. There we go. So Tama Holland got just got out of shape or didn't start. Lennon had nowhere to go. Pottinger's seen the gap and he shot the gap, and Tama Holland's rejoined.
Back on the track. Didn't know
he's
that
rejoined.
Pottinger was there, and this hit Pottinger in the front, and Pottinger's car has rolled and rolled and rolled.
Yeah, so it's worst part of it was he actually rolled the back of the car on the pole line. But looking at it, it looks just mainly body and axle damage on it. I'm sure they'll, no matter how good you fix it, you'll find stuff in a few weeks' time. As we watch it, Tama Holland just didn't go. Everybody went. Gary Lennon had to fall back in. So did Evan Nicol, to be fair. Pottinger seen the gap
the opportunity
and just gone straight down, and the 48 car's just rejoined and plowed. And Pottinger's gap closed. A gnarly roll indeed. As we head around through Enviro Waste, Kevin Bann leads us around. Gary Lennon's ready to go. He's gone. I don't think he needed an invite. Lennon gets it over Bann. Corbett stays high. Kalen's dropped down to that pole line. Ian White's on that high line with Mike Gurley coming through on the 4 car. And Ian White runs in Kevin Bann spins and but they all spin to the infield, and once again poor 22 of Hayden Corbett caught in somebody else's incident. Gary Lennon, it's opened a huge gap for him. Now we're going yellow because of where Kevin Bann's parked. His bumper was right on the track. Corbett's lost a left front.
Lost a tyre, I think.
Yeah. Now, last night, Ian White got spat to the infield, pulled back out on the track, and parked it on the track, and causing the yellow intentionally. And I called it. I thought drivers knew better than that. He did actually get DNF for that race. Okay. That's why he's actually. So Ian White's actually achieved a lot higher in points than what he could have, but in his third race last night, or third round of racing, which was his second race, he actually DNF'd on that one.
Yeah.
So he actually could potentially be a lot further up the grid because of that.
So we look at the Pits TV replay, and you can just see Kevin Bann. I think he spun all by himself there.
Yeah.
Got collected by Corbett on the way through, and who gave him another spin for his money.
The silly thing about it is that we have headsets that mitigate all these problems. What? Now, we had this a couple of weeks ago, Tony, where we were looking at some race results where we were going, why is that car going there?
Yeah, we did, didn't we?
When the ELS has a hemorrhage, it has it in the referee's room. So the referees are only looking at a screen that is theoretically accurate.
Ian White's not having a bar of that.
No, and no should he. He's actually, according to, but we're going to go racing because this is just out of shape now. Deal with it later. And it is Gary Lennon leading us away. Back to Kalen, Mike Gurley on that low line of the track. We know he likes that part. He's all over Ian White. Ian, though, just seems to have slightly longer legs down the back straight. But that's because he's going to approach that turn 3 and 4 differently. Carry the momentum through. And Stephen Thompson's woken up. Smoke coming off the forward again. And out in front, though, Gary Lennon. Just finding his groove now. Kalen there dropping back a bit further. We are pulling 16-second laps at the moment, low 16s. Mike Gurley, I thought he was going to have a crack at Ian White, but he's running the risk of falling into the grasps of Thompson. And it is... Kevin Bann's gone again. Lost the back end of the 49, but rejoins. Evan Nicol goes around him. Kalen's starting to catch Lennon just a little now, and particularly through Enviro Waste. He comes through really hot. Ian White runs out wide, and Gurley is all over him. So Kalen now having a crack. Catches a bit of a rut. Unsettles the car, has to back out of it. But Kalen's going to challenge the 9 car down into Enviro Waste. And they give each other a bit of room. No one's going to be a hero at this stage of the night. Mike Gurley's got through on White, but White comes back at him. That smoke just keeps getting worse on the 32 car. Must be money and gold. That's right. He's gone. Ian White backed it in and spun at Enviroways.
Ran out of grip, ran out of oil, don't know, ran out of something.
Well, it was smoking so bad, you actually wonder if it was spraying oil down through the car.
Yeah.
Because the back of it just went like he had just locked it up.
They're similar drivers in many ways, actually. Similar
Almost
attitude, similar performance.
Almost inverted paint jobs of one another when you look at the colour schemes too, just quietly. But yeah, they gave each other plenty of room, and there's no point being a hero at this point. Mike in the 4 car was really putting pressure on Ian White, and Ian obviously he's either locked the rears or just locked the whole thing up and put it around. So for Gary, it's about just consolidating. For Kalen, no more. This is the last chance to score points. Mike Gurley, where's he sitting overall? This is his first race tonight, so he'll have a second race later on. And he's quite a wee way down the point shuffle. We go racing once again. Kalen back to Lennon and Gurley. Gurley's sitting down low.
Thompson goes high.
Thompson does go high, and he's got the run here on the 4 car, but Mike moves up on the track. Thompson backs out of it. Thompson's going to go high now. As he's gone around the outside of Mike. Mike moves over, tries to stick him in the wall. That one was an interesting manoeuvre. You don't go high all race until the car passes you, and Thompson, it didn't unsettle him. In fact, if anything, it's made him faster.
6 down, 6 to go.
As Lennon, he's under threat here from the 54 car. Kalen just going to find himself in a groove. Thompson's found the high line, and it's working a treat. In fact, he's got the run here on Lennon. They're side by side as we go past the Value Cars Warehouse grandstand. Through Enviroways, Tomo is on song now. He's dialed it in for this race. Kalen's pulled to the infield. Something's just gone right off in the 12 car. You can hear it just running down. And it is Steve Thompson. Tomo out in front, back to Gary Lennon, Mike Gurley and Tama Holland battling Luke Adams with Kevin Band. Evan Nickel rounds us out. It is 3 laps to go, and Tomo's car, he's right on the ragged edge with the 54. And Mike Gurley goes to the outside of Gary Lennon and gets the job done. Tomo though across the start-finish line, just exploiting that high line to suit him, and it's absolutely working a treat at the moment. Mike Gurley comfortably in second, and Gary, something's gone wrong with the 9 car. It's like he's just lost the back suspension, just doesn't seem to be doing something, like his car's leaning back over. Kalen circulating on the infield. You may be able to sort of rejoin and get some points in the last lap. White flag is out though. Tomo will come through Enviroways. He'll get on it, and that will be a race win to the 54 GM, followed by Mike Gurley. And Gary Lennon, with a reduced amount of speed, comes home third. They went on your side too. Yeah. It's supposed to be good luck apparently in some cultures. Anyway, we start the youth mini stock. We're 4 wide. It's I'm not entirely
pretty
sure.
Standard youth mini stock start then.
Well, And then when they go to other grades, we wonder why we have issues with them following the rules. Just, yeah, well, anyway, Keith, I've lost my thought. I've just lost my train of thought.
I thought you had.
Yes, well, Cale and Keith leading us around back to Marcel Valandrin, and Burson with Jeffcoat. We go 3 wide down the front straight as Hustos comes through on the other Burson car out there. It's Amy Burson.
The 10, Cole Phillips.
No, Jackson Hustos.
12. Sorry. 12. Getting mixed up. Last night's runoff.
Oh, we're having some moments. Not good ones either. 25 car coming through. A little bit of spuns.
12 car is there. It's just a bit further back in the field.
Out in front, though, it is the 321 of Cale and Keith as Jack Burson gets through into second. Jeffcoat battling further back for fourth there with Hustos. But it is Keith across the start-finish line. And he's actually got a fairly good gap of about 1.5 seconds over Jack Burson. And he seems just to be pulling away with little hassle at the moment. The battle really seems to be mid-pack there around the 211 car. The 72 car is just going through on it, and the 79 car looking to join in for that battle. The 10 car catching the 59, just. So it's not. Oh, 25 car felt the vibration through the wall, just hit the fence.
The way that car gets going on a restart after a red is like nothing else.
Well, to be fair, he was probably back closer to the light tower than where he was now when the lights came on. But the 25 car, they're just stoushing the wall on the front straight. It's been a war on front bumpers and mini stocks the last couple of nights.
It has, hasn't it?
They're going to get beached on it. They actually have to hit the ramp with speed.
Yeah, otherwise they will get stuck on it.
As we went racing, Keith gets
it was a pretty good start by Jack Burson there.
It was. If only they did Super Saloons and a standing start for his father. Yeah. Anyway, the 321 leads us at the moment, followed by the 21 of Burson. And Burson is going to challenge Keith here. Puts the nose up the inside. They'll run wheel to wheel down the back straight. Or side roll to side roll. And they fly through Enviro Waste. Burson's got the better line here. He's carried the momentum. He's ducked up the inside. He's looking over. He's definitely watching the 321 car as they come down the front straight. 12 car being boxed in further back through the pack, trying to make his way through the battle. Burson is in the lead. Keith gives him the big hurry up down the back straight and carries him down with his momentum. Someone's been watching Super Stocks. Anyway, Burson gets the white flag. Followed there by Keith, back to Hustos. And some good battles mid-pack there. They're 3 wide with the 12, 58 and 41. But Jack Burson heads past the Value Cars Warehouse grandstand. He will now enter Enviro Waste. Carries the momentum through, and the checker goes to the 21N car. That was our second mini stock race of the evening. Seeing Blair and Chris Lee racing on the track together again in a couple of weeks' time.
And that's going to be the historic street stocks.
Maybe.
Maybe or maybe not.
Certainly from the cars that I've seen it. Yeah, maybe.
Okay. Interesting.
Matty P on the start. He's already started. He got a wee nudge there from the Kennett. So we are away and racing. Unwind that track as we head down to Enviro Waste. It is the Don going to the outside line, and he gets the run on the 433. They say never meet your heroes, because sometimes they're not quite what you think they are. Well, of course, Matty P is 433 because 4 was his father's first street stock number, and 33 was his favourite street stock driver, right. Don Garthley, who's just passed him. Oh, we've got a pile up. Not a huge surprise though. The street stocks, they're out there for. And the 15 car gets spat into the wall by the 35 on the way past. So it is Don Garthley, followed by Matty Peterson and Dave McSherry. This is an awful similar ring to the last race.
It does, doesn't it?
What's Kennett doing? Oh, he's blocking. Yep, almost identical to the last race.
Matt gives the 33 car a wee tap there to push it offline. Takes over, just gets his nose in front.
As Garthley goes down the outside. But Garthley runs a better line through 3 and 4.
He
carries
does.
More momentum.
He does.
And to be fair, the street stock's keeping this one reasonably tame. That's a polite way for reminding them to hit each other. But whoa, that happened. No, it worked. Jono Garthley absolutely chewed the back of the 46 car.
He's on him again.
And he's on him all over him, and he couldn't. He got Simon Bland. The goat's on the brakes. He's just going to force him to spin him round. So Jono, he made his intentions clear. You don't enter the corner faster than what you enter turn 2, and he got absolutely chewed by the 35 car. Wow. Jono, I think Sean will be racing in the Cobras in a few weeks' time. Not in this car. He's got the wagon all ready for that. But look at the back of it. It's bent the back of the 46. It's been shortened a little bit. So Garthley he's gone in for the wheel, flicks him round. Race leaders go through. Don will have seen that. Matty P and actually Dave McSherry shoots up the inside. And this harder track surface will most likely suit the Sora a little bit better than the Falcons. Although Matty P has come back at it. Sean Andrews circulating on the pole line. Right, no one's watching anything other than wondering where the 35 car is now. And see the flame shooting out underneath the 35 car. They're going to meet on the front straight, and we're going to have about 2 laps of chaos to see what happens here. Here we go, as we go down into... Oh, he gets him again.
Not sweetly, though.
No, I would suggest that wasn't... that could have been done better. Flame shooting out of it. Certainly Jono backing out of the wall, so there's no love lost there as feathers put onto the wall by Tranter, and obviously Sean Andrews' car has sustained a bit of damage. Jono Garthley, has he got going again? No, I think he's backed it into the infield there. Oh, Tranter's got broken a stub axle. He's certainly done some damage to it.
This is the battle for the lead here.
Yeah, but they just play. They're playing, and the Don gets put around. Well, it took half a race for them to wake up, but they did. Matty P takes the race win, followed by Dave McSherry. And
there's something satisfying about a last corner spin for the win in a street stock race, isn't there? You know, you save it up till that last turn when you turn the guy around who's racing alongside you and you take the win. That's kind of how it should be. Love it. Matt Peterson takes it away. Fastest lap of 20.90, but the quickest out there was actually Dave McSherry with a 20.61.
Roll the beat back. 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 Roll the beat back.
to Ashton Osborne with Matt Summerfield, Lockie Taylor in the 14, Ian Burson in the 21, Hayden Mackay the 86 with the matching blue 54 Mustang of Ryan Marsden, Josh Bolton off the back end of the pack with the new Stealth. And to be fair to Josh, in that last race, it does look a lot more neutral than some of the other Stealths.
Quite well, actually,
of course, obviously, Ashton's car respect is a Super Saloon tonight.
Yep, ran the Saloon last night.
That's the motor swap they do, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just a simple motor swap. That's all they do. Tweak the suspension. Right, we're away and racing. Off the front is Trevor Elliott who gets the jump. Hayden Mackay's made up place past Lockie Taylor there. And Malcolm Nartai and... no, it's not Malcolm Nartai, it's Richie Taylor. Richard Taylor going around the outside there of the 19 machine.
Just about grazed the wall too, I might add.
He did. It handles a little differently to his car. Out front, Trevor Elliott, the 27 Hyperman, leads the Lawson in the 6 car. Osborne's there in the 16, a couple of car lengths back to the 881 of Summerfield, who's battling with the 86 of Mackay. Marsden's right on the case as well. Ian Burson's looking very smooth and assured as that car takes the high line round the track. Richard Taylor's there in the 19. He's a couple of car lengths ahead of his own car, the 58, driven by Malcolm Nartai. Lockie Taylor, and at the back, just cruising around, getting used to it. 891 Josh Bolt. You have to say that car is looking good though. I think once he takes the block out from under the pedal, it's going to go pretty well. So out front, Lawson's got the jump on Elliott and has taken over the lead of the race. That's 4 laps down now. Third place still Hayden Mackay, but he's under a bit of pressure from Marsden, who's running the tighter line. Both of these guys like to be up high on the track, but there's really only room for one of them, so Marsden's decided to go down a little lower. Had to yield slightly there for Mackay. Mackay's controlling this battle at the moment. Burson's about to join them. Osborne just dropping back off the pace a little bit there. Got a little bit out of shape coming out of turn 1. Richie Taylor's bouncing that 19 car around, and Malcolm Nartai for a change is getting to see how his car looks from behind. So Taylor gets through on Osborne. Nartai will be looking to do the same thing, and he's gets slightly caught out by the rut there, to be fair, but he was absolutely foot to the floor on it. Out front, that's another lap down for Kate Lawson. 7 down now, 3 to go. Just had a moment there coming out of turn 1, and the 27 of Elliott is right on his tail. They're quite a long way ahead of Marsden in the 54, who's battling it out with Mackay and Burson. Burson coming on strong as the track just starts to slick up a little bit. Just starting to see some clouds of dust winding off the track. We wouldn't have thought that earlier in the night, but it's suiting Burson and the way he's got that car set up. White flag's about to come out, so just 1 to go for Kate Lawson. He's got to bring this home now, keep it ahead of Elliott. Burson's got through into 3rd. It's side by side for 4th between the 86 of Mackay, whose brakes are absolutely glowing hot, and the 54 of Marsden. And then we're back to that ongoing battle between the 19 and 58 cars and whoever happens to be driving them at the time. So, checkered flag goes to the 6 of Lawson, 2nd to Elliott, and Burson a well-earned 3rd place.
How funny would it be to see Malcolm go back and pick up the Gorge car and bring it out for the next meeting? Fair hauling.
GC car. And behind Lennon, we've got Harley Rob in the 911. Craig Rob is on the outside of Lennon in the 911, Harley Rob 991. And behind them, the 5 car Phillips, the 21 car driven by Lowe tonight. And we're about to go green.
It is racing. Gerard leads us away, followed by Shy Rob. Rondell splits the gap through the middle. Find out who gets tripped over by the rut. And the 29 cars all crossed up. Squires into that, as is. Oh, we've got cars all over the wall. That's good. Jaden Gerard just got punched over the top of. We're going to go red on picking. Liam Squire's not going anywhere. The front of the car's collapsed.
And we've got a couple of cars up here in turn 1 and 2, having a bit of a tangle up. So yeah, the Liam Squire out of Dunedin, parked up over there.
He got launched over, and the car that went over him was Jaden Gerard. He got punched.
29 car, yeah. Bit of action on the stock cars in the second heat already. Guys trying to get their way to the front. The 95 and 411 car managed to get away. As we look at the field on the Pits TV.
Sweeting got caught in the middle of all of that. He was punching cars.
Yeah, the front of Squire's car, looking at it there as the Davy Brown reverses in.
Yeah, there's a head round through.
So Liam Squire's just getting pushed out a wee bit there by Wade Sweeting. Just gets tangled up, and who's coming through? Somebody down the outside.
Jay Gerard just gets chewed by Lowe, and they just climbed over him and just left his front suspension dig under the track.
So yeah, just looking at it from a different angle on the replay from the ones that are streaming it. Big pile up as they come out of turn 2. And just up and over.
Gerard must have thought he was going over.
The ones in the grandstand would have loved it. Been able to wave to the pilot.
Well, we're trying to throw the wing at them.
Yeah.
About to go racing once again. Jason Brooks has to turn himself around down at Enviro Waste. Where's our race leader? It is Rondell. Shy Rob unfortunately pulling to the infield there, so that's affected her points all for the night.
The Tank and McPherson having to come together down the back straight.
Yeah. And McPherson hits him while he's nosed in the wall. Not the smartest move in the world, as Agnew he's got round. So, a couple of drivers deciding to use the front bumper tonight, not just in street stocks. And we've got one parked on the wall down at 4. Our race leader is Rondell. Well, if you want to advertise your car for sale, this is the best way of doing it.
Oh, exactly.
Jay Holtham just been battling here with Harley Rob, and Harley's just pushed his way through on the 317. And it does seem like it has longer legs than the 991 down the back straight. And you can argue that's the tyres. I'm sure there's probably a sound argument to say it is. Of course, running the Kiwi stock car tyre on the 991 tonight. Agnew pulling to the infield on the front straight. There's the 21 car there. Oh, the 417 of Pockets. Trying to figure out whether he was losing it to the infield or parking it on the infield. End result's still the same. So Harley Rob moved his way to second. The race leader is Alex Rondell. And the car he's battling against as they head down the back straight is also for sale. Tyler McPherson's 136.
Yep.
And he is all over the back of him. But of course McPherson getting caught up with the 611 Tank. Oh, 817 moved over on Harley, and Harley chewed him for his efforts. Well, he didn't second guess him, he just carried on the same line he wanted to. So I think, yeah, you probably want to see look your mirrors before you pull over. Anyway, it is Rondell leading us from Rob. Rob has pulled a 20.08 so far. No, actually, no, Sweeting has just done the fastest lap, which is exactly the same as Harley Rob's. 20.088 as the 5 car and the 417 have a little battle. 817 going to the pole line down the back straight and subsequently to the infield. Getting quite a few cars parked on the grass. There's Rondell. He has gone about 20 metres over Harley Rob. Harley Rob's coming through very quick, gets underneath the 43 car. Right on his heels is the 44, just following Harley's lines, although I think he's a lap down. Jay Holtham and Wade Sweeting battling out, still in team colours, those two cars. And Rondell. He has got 2 laps to go as he comes around. The battle's going to be on here. McPherson gets out of the way of Rob. Rob is coming through. Could be an interesting last corner dive, I'd say, from the 991. Harley's certainly going to try and win this race. Rondell, he's had all his own way through it. He's managed to get through traffic. We're a lap to go. White flag is out. Harley Rob being pushed there by the 136 car. As we've got wee pile up, is it? Smoke coming off one of the cars down at turn 3 and 4. Harley Rob is still second. It will be Alex Rondell out of EnviroWaste. He will take the race win, followed by the 991, the 151 and the 4.
So those two guys, the 991 and 4, started nearer the back of the field in that one, and they were our first and second or first and third place getters in the last one, and their first one.
Did you see the exhaust on the 317?
Yeah,
just about. Yeah, you don't have to weld anything at the end of it; just stick it to them.
Yeah, exactly. So what are we looking at there for lap times, Jared? Wade Sweeting did the fastest lap with a 19.95.
Yeah.
So that's
not rocket ship pace for stock cars. I think Jay Hold'em set the fastest lap record, the new lap record last meeting here with a 19.3. So we way off.
Brittany Carpenter, driver of 85 GM, based out of Greymouth. I use wholesale tyres, coloured chrome rims on my car. If you're looking for something unique and different on your car, contact Wholesale Tyres to get these coloured rims. Or get a hold of them on Facebook at Wholesale Tyres, or go onto their website, which is www.wholesaletyres.net.nz. See you trackside.
Need coloured chrome rims? Wholesale Tyres. Good rims, better prices, great people. The St. Nicholas is a familiar sight around Bluff as she steams out to capture Can-Do Fishing's famous Bluff Kinner. Once caught, the Kinner is brought back to the purpose-built factory in Bluff where it is processed, packed and shipped fresh to you. But that's not all that Can-Do Fishing can do for you. Try some of their green-boned fish or delicious power products and you will soon see why seafood from the Bluff is world famous. So head to your local fish market or supermarket and ask for Can-Do Fishing Kinner, fish or power. Can-Do Fishing, there's nothing we can't do for you.
So they're coming round EnviroWaste turn, about to get a race start. The final heat for the Modified Invasion is underway, and Stephen Thompson in the 54 gets the jump on Andrew Navin in the 69, who literally jumps around turn 1 and 2. Here comes the 4 of Mike Goulet, looking very fast. Pottinger's lost no pace as a result of that rebuild. That car's right in the mix there as well. But round the outside comes the 18 of Jacob Mitchell, who's looking very quick indeed. Patterson's there in the 5 car. Sandra Massey having a great race here as well. Ruben Brown in the 47. Brand Lane tucked in the back of the pack for now. Can't find a way through. And we've got a couple of cars in the back of the field. Evan Nickel and Atala Holland. So out front, Stephen Thompson keeping it high, wide and handsome out near the wall and making a good fist of this race. Goulet's got through to second place, but here comes Mitchell. The battle for seconds about to get a whole lot hotter. Andrew Navin's got a great view of this battle here as he struggles to keep the 69 car through the turn. Goulet under a bit of pressure now from the 18 of Mitchell. This is taking the pressure off the 54 of Thompson, who can just streak away into the lead. 4 laps completed there. Fastest is 16.6, which is almost identical to the lap time in the previous heat. Mike Goulet holding on to second place at the moment. Jacob Mitchell throwing everything at him.
Where's Tomo going? He's going up to get a hot dog.
He's running so wide on this track. Mike Goulet holding on to second. Jacob Mitchell also going very high there, trying to square the car up, get the run out of 2. He does get a run. He closes on the back of the 4 car. Can he make something happen out of Enviro Waste here? Stephen Thompson runs a very different line through 3 and 4 to every other car on the field at the moment. And there goes Mitchell up the inside of Mike Goulet to take over second place. You kind of felt that pass was coming. And these 2 guys are closing on Thompson. Mitchell closing very fast. He's alongside him down the front straight now. 7 laps down, and then Jacob Mitchell takes over the lead from Stephen Thompson. The track going away from Thompson's setup, I think, and it's coming to Mitchell's. Evan Nicol, the lone back marker, who's going to have to be passed by Mitchell in the next lap or 2. Michael Lane holding on to the back of the coattails of the 54 car for a 3rd place at the moment. Here comes Mitchell looking for the pass, and Evan Nicol goes high and around and wide. Cuts the car in through 4 and makes the pass easily enough. It'll be Stephen Thompson's turn next time round. 3 laps to go now as we're 9 in, and Jacob Mitchell is running away with this one. Last lap was a 17.07, and he was fully half a second quicker than anyone else out there. The white flag will be coming out next time round. Mitchell out of 2, making no contest in this race. Stephen Thompson holding on to 3rd. Goulet closing on him slowly. Anderson in 4th place there. Craig Pottage having a great run in 5th. White flag out now. We're into the final lap for Jacob Mitchell. He runs down the back straight. He's into Enviro Waste turn for the last time. Just needs to bring it home. He can button off a little bit. There's his checkered flag. Great race win for Jacob Mitchell. Mike Goulet got through for 2nd from Thompson. Thompson finishing 3rd. And Pottinger, a really good effort to finish that race in 4th place.
To be fair, if you're looking at over this weekend an award for persistence, you've got to give it to Pottinger to get the car back out after that spill.
Absolutely.
So now we get a big wash up of all the points. The points really didn't matter until that race.
Yep.
And now we get the wash up. It's probably safe to say that top on points is going to be the 18 car.
I think so.
Where it's going to be, its second is either going to be the 54 or the 1NZ, and then we get the wash up as the points go on.
Brad Lane, interestingly, could only get through to 6th place there from the back of that field.
Yeah, it's lucky
he struggled a little bit, perhaps missed the setup a little, I don't know.
Lucky he had a bit of an anchor on the car for that race, but it was all the 18 car.
It was.
Cutting through, did what he had to do, and of course now we go in a few races time to the shootout. Top 8 cars come out, one-on-one racing. That was the car that got him to where he is now. It was very similar into what this car is.
And we're away in racing. Darryl Wallace in the 557. Then we've got the 2 Berry brothers, Mitch and Jake. Riley Evans is up the inside. Let's have a look. Do they get around the first corner? Got his gold? Yes. Who's up by the wall? Lloyd Jennings. Malcolm in the 971 car. This will be interesting. I'll make a mirror of this. 19C, Jaden Ward. As they come through 3 and 4, but our race leader at this stage, Darryl Wallace, followed by the 2 Berry brothers. Then we go back to Jaden Ward in the 19 car and Malcolm Nartai in the 971. Then Happy Paul, he's going to shoot up the inside. Then we've got Zach West in the 30. Is that the 34 or the 24? Can't quite see. And then we've got Riley Evans in amongst the 2 West brothers. And it's the 24 of Zach West. Then Lloyd Jennings, Riley Evans, Caleb West is just back a wee bit. Malcolm Natai is throwing that 971 car around. Lloyd Jennings is trying to get up the inside of West as they go into 3 and 4. Our race leader at the moment, right up the front, 557, Darryl Wallace, followed by Berry in 23. And then we go back to Jaden Ward in the 19C car, Malcolm Natai in the 971. Then we go back to the 32 of Berry, Lloyd Jennings in the 25. Then we go back to West in the 24, Happy Paul in the 91. Then we go back to the next West brother, Caleb. Nigel Keats just getting a wee bit sideways there and coming off, and he has a poke at Riley Evans. So these two are going to have a bit of fun, the young and old. And then we've got Henderson just watching them in front. He'll just try and sneak up the inside. Doesn't want to get caught up on it, but back up the front. Our race leader, 557 of Darryl Wallace, followed in by the 23 of Jake Berry. Then we go back to the 19, driven by Jaden Ward. Then we go back to the 971, being driven by Malcolm Natai. Then Lloyd Jennings. West is up the inside of Mitch Berry. Oh, tags Lloyd Jennings as they go through 3 and 4. Takes over that 4th spot, the Zach West. Then we go back to Mitch Berry. Jake Berry now, he's hard on the bumper on the 19C car as they go down to 3 and 4. Pushes Ward out wide slightly. Take advantage of him not driving his own regular car. Ward's now hard on his bumper as they go into turns 1 and 2. Berry's holding on to that spot at this stage. Darryl Wallace, he's about a dozen out in front. Berry's taken over that 2nd spot. Here comes Jaden Ward in the 19C car. Just fires him into the corner there and takes over that spot. Malcolm Natai was just watching it, sitting in the 971. So Ward takes over. 2nd spot, followed by Natai in the 971 machine. Then we go back to Zach West in the 24. Mitch Berry in the 32, back to Happy Paul. But at the moment, our race leader, white flag this time round, the 557, Darryl Wallace. Then we're followed by the 19 of Jaden Ward. Told you I'll make a beer of these guys swapping cars. And behind Ward, we've got Malcolm Natai in the 971. Then we go back to West, Happy Paul. But our race winner comes over the line now. Darryl Wallace in the 557, followed by Ward, Natai, Zach West. Then we go back to Happy Paul, Caleb West, Berry. And Henderson will bring up the rear with Nigel Keats and Lloyd Jennings.
Malcolm just about had a crack at Jaden after the race. Oh. Mind you, he did try and put his own car on the wall coming down the front straight. That was hilarious.
Second to last event on the program. But before then, we've got a race of youth mini stocks.
How wide are we? Oh, 3 wide.
3 wide.
3 wide. Well, we're down 1 less.
Yep. Improvement from the 4 wide last time.
Yes. Or 5 wide the race before. As our youth mini stock head around, it is Skur getting the real hurry up there from his former clubmate, Burson, as they head down the back straight. Burson will charge to the inside of the 79. There's a couple of little spots where it's just breaking out a wee bit there, so mini stocks have to be a little bit careful. Burson will move through.
The kids of this age do get spots breaking out.
Wow. Oh, we've gone red because we've got Amy Burson parked in the front straight. And we're away. And we are all away. Great start there by the 72 car of Brooks. Got through on Skur right on the restart there. But it is still Jack Burson's race. He's well out in front at the moment. And it has the pace to do it. So Emily Brooks trying to chase him back to Jacob Skur. Cole Phillips.
Working his way up.
And the Valanderans running line astern on each other. Out in front though, it is the 21 machine, but looking at Brooks, she is making some inroads here. I thought the person was going to run away with this one, but she stayed within a
She's been getting quicker and quicker through the season. You know, one of the things that we have seen quite a lot of youth mini stock racing this season. You know,
compared to previous years.
Yes, we have. And it has been interesting to watch the progress of some of these young people through the course of the season.
Yes.
And I would say Emily Brooks is one of those who is definitely quicker now, a lot quicker now than she was at the start of this season.
Well, bearing in mind that her father's racing stock cars, her sister's made the move to stock cars, there's an inevitability of where she's going to end up. And I guess this is her time. It's her time to shine.
Yeah.
Well, her grandfather used to be the steward here, so
yeah,
they've been around a week.
There's a few others that have improved too. The Valanderans, they've improved a lot.
Yep.
I remember when they started and they were all over the track, but now they're front runners, both of them, and you can see it in this race.
You get that with a lot of these kids. Of course, we've got to also remember that some of these kids have been doing it for 4 years, some of them are doing it for 6 months. It is vastly different. Also, the amount of travel you get. Don't get me wrong, there are all smoke billowing out of the 131 car of Mason Bland. How did I forget his father's surname? Of course, some of these cars do a lot of travelling. You can make some reasonably safe assertions that Jack Burson will be shadowing his father's Super Saloon around the countryside as he heads down past the Value Cars Warehouse grandstand into Enviro Waste, through the cloud of smoke. And he will take the checkered flag. Jack Burson taking away the race win, followed by Brooks, and we're going to look to the LS for that one. Skur over Phillips, although visually exactly the same spot.
Alien intelligence that knows all. Reign of terror and disorder.
They talk about another kind of world and where the best herbs grow.
Marijuana.
And when you actually had the benefit of the Pits TV show replaying the video to us,
from the other end, you could actually see the corrugations in the concrete and you could tell where it was.
Yeah, so anyway, it is Dave McSherrill. Ben Turner decides he wants to go. No, we're gone now. And the 46 car, slow to get away. Matty P shoots up the inside, gets through, and wallop goes the 35 car and the 46. And there probably wasn't a huge surprise there. 35 car's going to gas it and he'll outrun the 46, or will he? He certainly does. He gets away. And we've got a pile up at turn 1 as the 15 car there 34. No one cares what's going on in front. It's the 35 and 46 cars.
Everyone's eyes are on those.
But we know that Jono is fast, and he's run out high and wide. Here we go. Sean Andrews coming across the corner. Is he going to get him? No, he backs out, and Garthy just comes back. So Sean Andrews there, he couldn't get him across the corner, but now they're locked together. So this is where the race draws out. Anyway, they've parked them each other in the wall. The 35 car trying to back away, and Sean Andrew still on that lower part of the track, not racing at full race pace though, and that's the problem because Garthy can probably catch him. Steve Peterson there, he has got the 1NZ behind him, backs out of it. 35 car pulls back. Race leader at the moment is Stevie P, followed by the 1NZ. So Jono Garthy can race with this pack. Matty P sitting back there in third. But Sean Andrew is going to get caught in the middle of this. You've got these lead 3 cars and then 2 cars that really have a little bit of animosity tonight. And this might work well for Garthy. He might, or not. He's going to kamikaze, and Matty P's got nowhere to go. Absolutely spins the 40, but to be fair, beautiful spin, but Sean Andrew just catches it round. As the 50-50 tickets have just been brought into the room for the wrap. and now the 45.
Well, Marie was bringing the beers and champagne there.
Well, yes, Matty P got caught up. He's just going to go around the outside. Oh, gets walled by, and Sean Andrew just plows into the back of him. So Matty P, I think actually Sean Andrew got confused on who's who. Well, Brooke Peterson and Garthy's going to not have much of a car left. I can tell you, Matty P's lost the tyre, and I don't think he's happy. He is fuming, but he's still racing. He's lost the tyre, but the car is fast. Then Brooke Peterson sitting there is with Matt's sister, and Garthy is determined to get into the 46 car as we watch the replay courtesy of the Pits TV, and Garthy just drilled Matty P into the wall, and that's the first time anyone's really aggressively attacked Matty P, and we know he's got a fuse about as short as a poo-ha. They're telling him he's arguing that he hasn't got a loose wheel, he hasn't got a flat tyre, and he's got all of his bumpers in place, and arguably, according to the scrutineers, that will be legit. That was fun. Glad I don't own a street stock. Well, 4 laps to go. They're probably going to be sedate now, Tony. We've got 3 Christchurch Cobra cars all parked up on the infield. I don't know whether that's an ominous sign for the team or what, because Trenton was in the pits with damaged front suspension. Kennett's out there. But it is a battle between the 1NZ and the 28, the Mag and Turbo car of Steve Peterson. Paul Leslie gets through to the front. He'll be glad he's not part of the chaos. Put 1NZ on the car. Car goes faster, but get caught up in the nonsense tonight. He could have got a fair bit of damage if he wasn't careful. As Paul Leslie clocks across the start-finish line, 2 laps to go. Well, it looks like we're just going to run this race out. There will be just about as many cars on the track as there are on the infield. Kennett slows up. There's Simon Bland. Relatively quiet night for him too.
Yes, he has been quiet. He's normally involved in a bit of the action, but not tonight.
For the chaos that has happened around everybody, you would have thought the Bland name might have popped up, but certainly not. As the white flag is out, checkered will be unfilled. Paul Leslie heads around. Didn't have to do a lot of work. He just had to battle Steve Peterson. It'll be interesting when they all get down back into the pits for those conversations as Peterson takes second. Don Garthy taking third and Dave McSherry the fourth. And so, 3 1NZs in the top 4 cars, a 2NZ in there as well. Yeah. And all the ones of the fathers who are going to go back in the pits, and now they're going to try and keep their children calm.
Alrighty, so the way the pole shuffle works is the car that was 8th and the car that was 7th will go out on the track. Those are Pottinger was 8th, he finished with 25 points, actually tied with Reuben Brown. Also on 25 points, Reuben got to the 7th place on a countback. And these two will race. The loser of this race will start 8th in the 25 lap final tonight. And the winner of the race will go on to challenge the 6th place driver, who will stay on the infield for now, and that's Kevin Bann. So you'll see these two cars. So we've just been told, you see the pit gates open there, we've just been told that the pole shuffle has been cancelled.
The rule book is really clear. You are not to go at race pace under yellow. All 8 drivers have been penalised and excluded from the race because they decided, for whatever stupid reason, to go at race pace.
Yep.
And that actually, under yellow, you're not allowed to do that. And the argument is it endangers infield safety crew. And in fact, the push car was down there on the pole line.
Yes, it was.
It's supposed to enable the rescue vehicles and push vehicles to be able to go on the track, but still keep you circulating to have air running through your cars. So the pole shuffle, all drivers have been disqualified.
So the race is cancelled. That is it. Sorry, folks, you're not going to get to see a pole shuffle tonight.
Well, Jay Holtam is further forward. If anybody was to take out anyone in that first, second, third, he'll move to the podium.
Yes.
So we are in the starter's hands. Flag is up, creeping a little bit more away and racing. And we got there eventually. As Braden Leonard's gone to the outside of Harley Robb. To be fair to that, he wants... Oh, who caught the rut? Rondell gets through there. Braden needed to keep away from the 95 car. Because if he can keep ahead of the 95 car, he is safe for at least the podium. Harley Robb, though, working his way through. Jay Holtam slipped back to the tri-row. Well, out in front, though, it is Pockets, followed by the 42 car, is it? And the 44 there on the outside. Harley Robb coming through. The 4 car of Lennon back to Holtam. As we come out of Enviro races on to for the lead here. The 417, it's the 24 car, I meant, not 42, it's being dyslexic. So it is now Robb versus Lennon. Holtam coming back at him. They've pulled clear of Sutton in the 44 car. And Wade Sweeting looking to come through in as well.
Rondell's dropped quite a lot back off the 4. 4 on 44, that hasn't helped his cause much at all.
Yeah, so Holtam able to keep in grasp of the 991. Harley Robb just showing the pace of his car tonight. As Sweeting is on the outside of Lennon.
But he was 6 or 7 points behind Lennon. 8 points behind Lennon at the start of the race, so Lennon can let him go. It doesn't matter if he finishes in front of Lennon, but Lennon's got to try and get in front of Harley Robb, and quite frankly at the moment it doesn't look like anyone's going to achieve that, does it?
Well, it only comes down to whether someone's going to do any damage. The 817 circulating up high as Harley Robb has taken that high line too, so I would suspect we're going to see some bumper to bumper action here, because Harley got caught with the 817 earlier, pushes Jay Holtam down to the pole line. Jay has to regain it, cost himself a few car lengths. Sweeting's going to come through on the 817 as well, as will the 4 car Lennon. And Robb just making it look effortless in the 991 tonight. Clear air in front of him. Battle on. Lennon's doing what he can to try and keep with these top 3 places, but he's just struggling. Although to be fair, good to see the 4 car back on form after the fueling issues he had at Battle of the Stocks. Harley Robb's in the back markers. Be interesting to see if anybody wants to have a pinch or a crack. Low, just a bit wobbly. And Harley Robb just leading at the moment from Holtam. Wade Sweeting. The 917 rolls to the infield. And Wade Sweeting looks up the inside of the 317, pulls the nose back out. 16 cars a back marker. Red light is on. What have we missed?
Don't know. must be something on the track, perhaps. Can't see anyone obviously in strife. Someone's
5-car rolling to the infield
off.
over there. I don't know, there's got to be something on the track. Is it down behind the 817 car down there? The 21 car roll forward, I guess he's being told to. Yeah, there's something on the track down behind the 817 at turn 4. Philip. Right rear. It's the tyre off the 21 car.
Yep, it's disappeared completely.
He'll know it handles like a pig compared to his midget, but I don't think he would expect to handle that badly. I was told years ago stock cars just handle like big midgets, but these things here are about 1,100 kilos heavier. Anyway, we're going to go racing once again. We're away. And our potential championship leader circulating down even Saloon's at race pace is the 71 car. He and Wade Sweeting had it coming together a few months back. And the Harley Rob there have been given a real hurry up by Jay Holton through the corner. It's like Harley all of a sudden's lost all of his pace. No, he hasn't. He's going to use Jason Brooks as his brakes though. And he's going to have a crack in Sweeting. That may not be the smartest thing you've ever done, because you're going off the end. Because you've got to remember, you're the one that caused him to have a new roll cage on his car a few weeks back.
Yeah.
And so Brooks suffers for being the brakes. White flag is out. Oh, avoiding red. So what have we got? Smoke coming off Sweeting's car down at.
I'm not gonna say anything, but something sneaky happened there. Yeah, you saw it, didn't you, Ivan?
And to be honest, would you want to be the lead car going into the final lap? Well, the checkered is out, or is it? Well, they believe they've crossed the line, so they're just going to roll through. They've done their bit. As Rondell goes through, tangled up with a few others, they finish the race.
Well, with the way that finished, Harley Robb would have taken out the Remembrance Championship.
Easily.
Yes. Braden Lennon would have been second, and then we'll have to work out points and things for third, fourth, and fifth. But
Jay Holtum's taken it. Jay
Holtum would have got third, I would say. Yes, you'd be right. Yeah.
Josh is having tonight with the 891 is that it's actually very, very quick, and he catches the back markers so quickly he can't get himself a bit of clear air.
All right, so we're green and racing. Last time of the night for the Super Saloons with the 19 car of Mr. Richard Taylor, leading us away from the 58 car of Mr. Malcolm Nartai. Lockie Taylor in the 14 as well, having a good run there in his first lap. Round the outside comes the 54 of Ryan Marston. He's got some good pace. He loves that higher line on the track. Tucked in behind, Summerfield's having a good run. Hayden Mackay in the 86 car, also running high, following Marston around. Osborne in the 16 is looking good. The 27 of Elliott starting to move through the pack. Burson boxed in a little bit at the back in the 21 car. Kane Lawson not really anywhere to go at the moment in the 6 either. He's just got to ride with the pack. And the 891 Josh Bolton just cruising. It's a cruisy night for the Bolton family tonight. So out front, the 19C car driven by Richie Taylor is hauling ass. Oh, we've had some coming together there.
Yeah, it's a spinning round of Marsden. I don't know whether he did it by himself or was assisted. Richie's found his groove. Malcolm going into turn one a couple of laps back, or laps so back, was so high, I thought he was about to have to buy Richie a new chassis.
Yeah.
As we watch the replay. No, it looks like Marsden's just lost the back end of the car, and Mackay nowhere to go, Osborne nowhere to go. He lost the back end of the reels there, wanting to chase the front. Of course, this whole weekend brought to us courtesy of Garage16, the Modified Invasion here at Koken Woodford Glen. Does it feel a couple of races tonight have been a few marathons? So we managed to get there though. With the super stocks in the chute, we've got our Remembrance Champs. That's been done for the stock cars. Now all we need to do is round the night out with our modified feature and our Rep Race Derby. We know that's what a lot of you are here for.
So we're green and racing, and away we go. Richie Taylor mashes the pedal, but I think Malcolm mashes his pedal even further and is closing a little bit on the back of his own car. It's a bit weird. The 81 of Summerfield having a great run here. The 86 of Mackay finally getting that run through that he was looking for when unfortunately Marsden got in the way. Osborne doing his best with bits of panel work flapping all over the place, one of which has got deposited in the turn one corner there, but we won't worry too much about that. Out front, Richie Taylor driving the 19 car and seems to be enjoying it. Malcolm Nartai driving the 58 car. I'd assume he's enjoying it as well. And if he's not, he's certainly enjoying the view of his own car disappearing off into the distance. 881 Matt Summerfield having a great run here, but in one of his best runs of the season. We've gone yellow.
It's going to be for the panel.
It's got to be to pick up the piece of cardboard that's been left in turn one there.
The good old days we would have waited to the end of the race, then everybody run over it. If Malcolm was trying to do a sales job for Richie Taylor right now, he's in the best position to just to slow the entire pack off and let Richie go going, I couldn't catch you in your car, it's too slow.
Okay, we'll try again. 5 laps down, 5 to go. 19, Richie Taylor. 58, Malcolm Nartai. Mackay losing a bit of ground there to Matt Summerfield, going a bit high, but he's coming back at him. Oh, back at him too much. And
Summerfield hangs on.
Summerfield caught that beautifully. I hope Pitts TV caught that one. That's one for the highlights reel. Matt Summerfield with a beautiful catch there. Osborne's got through in the slightly mangled looking 16 machine. And the 86 of Mackay is in, for now, third place. Richie Taylor ticks off another lap. What was the lap time there? 18.29. So it's just dropping away a little bit now. The track just started to dust up a bit. I think we'll see it quite dusty by the end of the 25 modified laps. I think that's a fair prediction, but we'll see how we go. Richie Taylor, that car leaning over, as it does when Malcolm drives it as well. It's a very awkward looking car, but boy, it's quick. Okay. Malcolm doing a good job in the 58 machine. Matt Summerfield wanting to
get some dry cleaning done.
Yeah, have a little break, regather his composure as pulled to the infield.
He did do an amazing effort to save.
He did. White flag for Malcolm
Richie
Taylor in the 19 car. That goes to show what happens when your mind's elsewhere. The 58 of Malcolm Nartai, solid second place, and the 86 car is going to cross the line in third, but whether it stays there is another matter, and the referees are finished.
Yeah, it was a funny incident because Matt was moving up as Hayden was coming down the outside line. Hopefully we'll get to see it on a replay up here so we can be a little bit more accurate, but Malcolm Nartai's car with Richie Taylor driving it, taking away the race win, followed by Malcolm Nartai in Richie Taylor's car for second. Hayden Mackay, Kane Lawson, Ian Burson, Trevor Elliott, Ashton Osborne, Josh Bolton, Ryan Marsden, Lockie Taylor. That's our 10. The Matt Summerfield pulling to the infield before the race was done. To be fair, he'd be sucking a bit of air, and I guess years of driving rally cars and trying to trace trees in the forest.
about to get them underway. And Noah racing. Lloyd Jennings gets a bit of bumper from Malcolm Nartai. He's going to shoot up the inside. Is it going to pay off for him? Yep. The 19C leads us out of turn 2, followed by Jennings. Then we go back to West. Mitch Berry at 32. Then we got Riley Evans. Back to Happy Pool. And behind the 91 of Happy Pool, we will go the 557 of Darryl Wallace. Then the 971 with Pickens, Jake Berry. Back to the 24 of Zach West. Nigel Keats and Henderson and 71 bringing up the rear. But back up the front, Malcolm Nartai. He's up high. Bounces off the concrete, coming off turn 4. Lloyd Jennings takes over the lead. Nartai is going up the inside, just clips that push, drops back a bit. So Jennings in the 25 car takes over the lead. Then we go back to Mitch Berry at the 32. Caleb West put a bit of pressure on him. Zach West is now up the inside of Evans and Darryl Wallace to take over that spot. The race is really on up the front. Lloyd Jennings, Mitch Berry, Malcolm Nartai, Caleb West. Then we go back to Zach West, Darryl Wallace, Riley Evans, Jake Berry in the Ward car. But back up the front, who have we got leading us this time round? The 19C, Malcolm Nartai. Then we go back to Mitch Berry in the 32. Lloyd Jennings in the 25. Back to Caleb West, Zach West, Darryl Wallace, Jake Berry in the Ward car. Back to Riley Evans, Nigel Keats, Happy Pool and Henderson. Back up the front, Malcolm Nartai, another lap down. Berry's having a good run. Mitch Berry in this one in the 32. The two West brothers having a bit of a bumper to bumper. Oh, Zach's just going to give Caleb a bit of a tubing. The old man will be watching going, oh no, more money. So they come out of 3 and 4. The West boys, Malcolm Nartai still leading over Berry. Jennings, 3 wide, Darryl Wallace, West. And the 47 and the 7 are still having a bit of a coming together. Keats and Riley Evans. Riley Evans just gives it to him.
About to dig in and go up too. Bounce back down.
Malcolm Nartai still leading us. Keats is sitting in the middle of turn 2. Is he going to get it fired up? Everybody manages to avoid him at this stage. He reverses out of the way. Malcolm Nartai has opened up about a dozen over Mitch Berry in the 32. Then we go back to Jennings, Darryl Wallace, Caleb West, Zach West, and Jake Berry. Happy Pool. Anyway, he gets going again, as does Nigel Keats. Malcolm Nartai now coming through the back markers. Nigel Keats just going to pull out in front of Malcolm. Might have a bit of damage there. White flag for Malcolm Nartai in the 19C car as they go past the start-finish line. Mitch Berry still hanging on to that second. Jennings is going down low as they come off 2. The race is for second and third. Mitch Berry followed by Jennings. What's Jennings going to do? Berry pokes it in the corner first. Pushes out wide a wee bit. Jennings is up the inside. Nartai is going to win it. Berry pushes it. Oh, they're both off the tracks. I don't know. I'm picking Sauce and West may pick it up. What does the ELS tell us?
Well, Nartai, Berry, Jennings, but Berry and Jennings were on the inside of the pole line. Darryl Wallace, Zach West, Caleb West, and the 971 car.
finish lap for the first 15 of the 30 laps, and several tenths slower for the last 15, but still won the race just on the 30th lap. And I just wonder if Mitchell may end up with a similar setup tonight. He may leave the rest of the field well behind in the first half of this race, and then find they gradually, slowly catch him in the second half.
I hope they Vaseline the tyres on the 54 and 18 car, because they're rubbing tyres going down the front straight. Awesome to watch is that intimidation factor, but equally as much, these cars, Tomo likes the high line. Mitchell can run the high line. He's run the high line all season. But last night particularly, we saw him play with the bottom end of the track. The bottom end of the track still got plenty of drive in it.
And Brad Lane, of course, and Mike Goulet there as well on the second row. It's all on, folks. Garage 16 Modified Invasion. Away we go. Tomo leads to the 18 of Mitchell, but he's coming back at him through the turn. There's a fair bit of action mid-pack, but they all get round 1 and 2 satisfactorily. Jacob Mitchell leads them through. 54, Stephen Thompson. Oh, we've got one around there.
It's Ban.
Has gone round. Several have pulled up.
So
one
we
has.
Go to a restart. It is a first
Ian White,
lap.
I think, is it possibly? Yeah, who's
Ian,
around
he
him.
just rolled through on the brake. Kevin Ban just lost the back of the car.
We're about to get a restart again. Let's try 25 laps of Modified Invasion, 25 laps of Garage 16 goodness. Away we go. A few wobbly cars out of turn 4, but Jacob Mitchell like a rocket.
Going yellow. And I'm picking they're going to say Mitchell jumped the start.
Went first, yes, went early. I think you could well be right.
Now, if you're really cunning you with Tomo, you would have tagged the brake mid-corner.
Yeah.
That's part of the game playing. This is the front row. It is literally just a gameplay between these two.
Yes.
And in all honesty, if you were on that outside line as the pace setter, as dirty as it sounds, as you probably would pump the brake mid-corner on this restart. They're going to let him go.
We'll try again. Tension builds, revs build. Green flag drops. We're racing, and this time a cleaner start, I think it's fair to say. Mitchell still gets the jump on Stephen Thompson. Around the outside comes the 1NZ of Brad Lane, leaving Mike Goulet to battle over 4th place. Caleb coming in 5th as well. Ruben Brown's in the mix there as well. Pottinger had a good first lap too. 1 lap completed for Jacob Mitchell, and has already got a lead of a couple of car lengths over Stephen Thompson in the 54. Goulet's come back at Lane, with the low line proving a little bit more productive there than the high line that Lane's on, for now anyway. Kalen in the low line as well, coming underneath Lane through 4 to take over 4th place. Mitchell bouncing around a little bit, Thompson dropping back a little, and the battle intense now for 3rd, 4th and 5th, with Kalen, the guy on the move, moving up to 3rd spot there. Goulet settling back with into a battle with the 1NZ of Brad Lane. Bailey Patterson having a little bit of a moment on the infield there, but gathers it back up again. Pottinger still going strong. Down the back of the field, they're bunching up a little bit towards the end. But there's another lap down, 4 to go. 4 down for Jacob Mitchell in the 18 car. And his lead is already 3.04 seconds over Stephen Thompson. So very definitely Mitchell's got this strategy. We've got one in the wall there, Luke Adams. He's just banging them away.
You don't want to be in the wall when you get to the pit gate, because it squares up down there.
Yeah. So we've gone yellow, not surprisingly. Not quite sure what started that, if he got into the wall on out of turn 4, or if something happened down the straight.
So it's heading out high and wide. We'll carve back down. It is Mitchell leading us into the restart, followed by Tomo with Kalen back in there. Lane's gone high and wide. Oh, Patterson into the side of Ruben Brown again. But Patterson found himself stuck on that ripple strip. It is Mitchell though at the front, and he's after 1 lap he pulls about a second over Tomo. So the 18C car is in a league of its own at the moment. Looking further back through the pack, battles there between Andrew Navin and Ian White. And it's not going to be long before Mitchell is into the back markers. And Tomo hits the rut, bounces out of shape. Kalen is all over the back of the 54 car, gets up, puts the nose there, backs out of it. And Patterson look up the inside of the 1NZ, and he gets him going into EnviroWaste. Beautiful move. Out in front, still the 18C, back to Tomo, who's really struggling with 1 and 2. Kalen is all over the back of him. But the 54 car has it in a straight line. Gurley sitting back there. Now you sense Patterson's going to be all over the 4 car shortly. Kalen just waiting for Tomo to make that move high, and he's going to pounce. Kalen's definitely got the better run. Here we go. Uses the power and just moves over on the 54 car. So Patterson, so it is the 18C car in the lead at the moment. And I think something's gone off.
Something's gone off in the 18. He's
up by the wall.
Rolling.
That's run out of go-go juice. Kalen takes over the lead. We've still got the 18C parked on the track. Yellow light.
I don't know what's gone wrong with it, but
you're going to
he ain't going any further.
Yeah, it was one of those things. It's almost like the fuel pump shut off or something like that. It's just he's just run out of go-go.
It was a lead at 2.8 seconds over Thompson the last time around the start-finish, but not anymore.
No. What's the old adage? To finish first you must finish.
Indeed, yeah, that's the one. I mean, it was a clean pass that Kalen made. There's no, but because of the yellow, you have to go back to the last completed lap. And so that puts Stephen Thompson back in front. Jason Kalen can't argue with that. It's just part of the rules of the game. Great run there with Bailey Patterson too to get past the 1NZ of Brad Lane as well. You can hear the revs building. We're getting ready for a restart. Away we go again, and let's see if Jason Kalen can recreate that form of the last few laps and get his nose in front of Stephen Thompson. Goulet's right in the mix there as well. I like the look of Bailey Patterson in that 5 car, absolutely humming along. Brad Lane has no way given up yet. He's still in the mix there with Ruben Brown tucked in behind him. One back is Pottinger in the 26 car, or 8 depending on which way you want to read it. The 69 of Navens there. We go back to Ban, Holland, Ian White near the back with Chucks Corbett, Cassandra Massey and Evan Nicol at the back of the field. There's another lap completed. It's 12 down now, I think, for the 54. 9 down, sorry, 10 down. I'll get it right in a minute. The 54 of Stephen Thompson leading this race. He's got a wee gap on Jason Kalen, about 5 or 6 car lengths. A couple of car lengths back to Bailey Patterson, who to me is looking like the quickest guy out there at the moment. But here comes the 1NZ as the track come to Brad Lane. He's starting to get it wound up. He's starting to keep his foot up, and he's starting to keep it higher through the turns. Is this the time when Brad Lane starts to move forward in the race?
Kalen hits that rut and just really unsettles the 12 car. Patterson is over him. Patterson is very, very good under brakes through 3 and 4, Tony.
Yes, he is. There's no doubt about it. I think he's having the race of his life here, young fella Bailey Patterson. He's absolutely going for it. Kalen, I don't think the track's gone from Kalen. I think he's had his best moments, and he's just got to consolidate now, hold position. Out front, Tomo getting up the inside of Evan Nicol with more than a little bit of drama there, as Nicol failed to see him and didn't really move over. But Thompson's lead is still quite significant over Kalen in the 12 car, Bailey Patterson in the 5. Brad Lane coming through in the 1NZ. Doesn't look like he's got shots to fire at this point in the game. He's very high on the track, but it's not giving him a huge advantage. I'll say that he's made up a couple of car lengths on Patterson there in that lap. But let's see how it evolves further. Where are we at there? Yellow.
10 to go.
Yellow because there's a major bingle in turn 1 and 2.
Didn't realise we had a teams meeting over there. Didn't get the invite to that one. It is very interesting to watch the pace that Lane has got. 10 laps to go, and he's running a high line. As long as this gives the tyres a chance to cool down, running that high line, you can run the risk of frying the right rear.
If we look at the lap times last lap, 17.39 for Thompson, 17.95 for Kalen, 17.82 for Patterson, 17.64 for Lane. So Thompson was faster than Lane. But Lane was quicker than the two guys in front of him.
15 laps in,
Yep.
one pit crew member is going to be allowed over the fence to each car. Check tyre pressures, do what they need to do to make sure we still have a 10 laps worth of racing to go. To be fair, the referees were within their rights to call the race, but they haven't. Effectively, we're going to get a 10-lap race off the back end of this. I can tell you St John's are here, the paramedics are here, the various people that need to be tended to are being looked after, and we will be racing very, very shortly. But a lot of this is about making sure these cars they've been sitting on the infield for the best part of 15 minutes.
Yeah, technically this would be considered outside assistance, and it's outside of the rules, it's outside of what's allowed in the conduct of a race. But in this case, the referee has, I think quite rightly, used common sense and said, look, there's still 10 laps to go. You guys deserve the opportunity to complete those 10 laps. You can't do that without the cars being checked. If anything, there's a safety issue here. You've got to make sure that those tyres are safe to continue the race on.
You can see the air tanks.
Allowed that to happen.
The air tanks coming in. And look, if this was a New Zealand title,
this probably wouldn't.
This wouldn't happen. No. This would be chaos. There would be protests and all sorts. It's not a New Zealand title. This is a promotion. This is an event for the entertainment of all of us in the stadium and you at home on the Pits TV. So this has been a really strange evening. It has been a strange night thus far. The only thing that could make it a little odder is things that could happen in the ramp race, I think.
Yes, I mean, it might have crossed some people's mind that there is potential for one of those large limos to get stuck on the ramp. And
I think we know that's going to happen.
And if another one gets stuck beside it, the ramp gets blocked. And your mind starts to wander after a night like this. But never mind, we'll come to that. We'll get to that if we happen to come to it.
Landing pad, I would have thought. But they're going to give these modified drivers the balance of the package.
So what you're seeing now, pretty rare sight in New Zealand Speedway, and that is pit crew on the track working on cars that are in the middle of a race.
We haven't run this event in 3 years, courtesy of all the other issues that we face, and now we're making it a marathon to get through this one, Tony. As we come off Enviro Waste, we are racing. Finally, we're back into it. It is Tomo leading us away. Back to Cannon, and look at the rocket down the outside in the 1NZ. Brad Lane. Oh, Bailey Patterson moves up. Oh! Patterson and Gurley collect each other. Oh, whoa, whoa. So,
huge flash of flame under Bailey Patterson's car there too.
That was, I think, was a stall on a refire. But has it done any damage to Bailey? It has. It's cost him his front tyre.
So it's a replay on the Pits TV stream here.
Lane, he was on an outside run. They got the run. Patterson and he just clipped. And Gurley, nowhere
to go. Patterson spinning in front of him. It was the initial clip of Lane going past Patterson, and I think looked to me like a racing incident, just the two of them just running out of racetrack, really.
Mike Gurley looking to revisit it. He's pulled up right in front of Patterson. He's not happy with him at all. And he's not shy at expressing...
What could Bailey Patterson do there? I mean,
he got out high, he got out wide. There's obviously stuff on the track because of the flame or whatever it was. Patterson's lost his outside tyres completely.
Both on, front and rear.
Tomo leads us out of Enviro. There's no lesson. He gets on the gas. Kalen back to Pottinger. Ruben Brown. It will be... I think Kalen's got the pace here. Tomo, though, got a little unsettled out of 2. And just got to feel out these couple of laps. Yes, there is only 10 laps. Kalen is all over the back of him. Tomo, pedestrian off 4. And both cars...
Pottinger getting a big moment there. Something's gone in the back of that car.
Yeah, he's out parked by the wall. We're going to go all yellow. Yeah, the car had the speed wobbles.
There was a puff of smoke coming out of turn 4. Something caused the wobbles down the straight, and he's just limped it into the wall there.
Well, he was steering at a third. Ruben Brown could do... No, let's... we mentioned the names and they fall by the wayside. Oh, dear. And there'll be drivers in the pits who decided not to do the feature because they were starting too far back.
Yeah.
The way we're going, Evan Nichols going to be on the podium. This is as we 50-minute mark rolls through. We're in the starters' hands. We've given them a green. We have 9 laps to go. As we head through turn 1, Kalen goes to the outside, loses a bit of track position to Tomo. Ruben Brown sitting back there, and Ruben Brown looks to be catching the 12 car as we head through Enviro Waste, but Tomo does the atypical modified lane, roll back onto that left rear, wave the right front in the crowd to the crowd as we head round past the Value Cars Warehouse grandstand. And it's a matter of just keeping it clean and tidy, which is possibly an optimistic ask at this point. Kalen, he hasn't quite got the answer to Tomo. Now these cars are not doing record laps. They're just chugging along to survive to the end. 17.5, 17.4, 17.5, 17.6 seems to be consistent. Tomo is the fastest car out there. Kalen sitting back in second. Ruben Brown wheel lifting through the corner, then back to Navin Corbett. It is 5 laps to go. We've done the 20.
No one seems to want to venture up too high on the track. Everyone's keeping it low to middle. It's just a question of bringing the car home in one piece. I think they've all seen too much carnage to want to risk too much. And to be fair, the cars are strung out around the track a little bit now. There probably isn't the opportunity for close racing that there might have been earlier on in the race. So where are we at? 4 to go, with Evan Nicol, the tail ender, just going cross start finish now. Here comes Stephen Thompson in the 54 car. He's led for a lot of the race, not all of it by any means, but he's been up there or thereabouts, and he's quick. Jason Kalen in the 12, he's in second place, ahead of Ruben Brown. Bit of a gap back to Navin in the 69 car. Chucks Corbett in the 22, Kevin Band in the 49, Sandra Massey in the 11 car, and Evan Nicol at the back of the field. Just a couple of laps to go now. Ryan's readying that white flag. It's felt like a long time coming, but it's going to be picked up by the 54 GM X1NZ, Stephen Thompson from the coast. Come over to Christchurch a fair bit this season. It's been great to see him. He's always competitive, always there or thereabouts, and always pushing the other guys around him. A well-earned victory in a very, very difficult race. He's coming back. He's just got to sneak past Evan Nicol here to take the checkered flag, wheel lifting across start finish. Kalen's second, Ruben Brown's third, and away we go through the rest of the field.
What could only be described as one of the strangest races we've ever had. Total time elapsed when Tomo went across the line, 53 minutes 19 seconds. He's just about off the 1 hour, just about ready for the 1 hour enduros over at the tarmac track at Ruapuna. I think give Steve Thompson a hand as he heads around to actually bring it home and still have tyres on the car and a composure. I dare say he's probably going to have...
Probably shattered, actually. He's probably mentally completely drained.
Oh, I don't know if that's possible, but if he thinks it's funny, he'll be laughing, and you'll hear the laugh in the pits when he gets back out. Well done to Steve Thompson, taking away the Modified Invasion, courtesy of Garage16, and what can only be described as one of the strangest races in our racing history.
Yeah.
Steve Tomo Thompson, mate. You won the Invasion.
Yeah, hey, it's been a while, mate. We've been up north, done a heap of meetings, sort of gone backwards, and today we've done it. How good.
Yeah, mate, absolutely brilliant out there. And yeah, she was a race of attrition. And yeah, you got the 54 home. But yeah, you were smoking it out the front there, man. That must have felt good out there, eh?
Oh, hey, look, once I seen 18 drop out, I was like, oh, here's the chance. And then, yeah, but I don't do that style of racing. I'm usually up there having a go, but I just knew I had to do that. And if someone wanted to get around me, they had to go around me, you know. So, yeah, awesome.
Yeah, absolutely massive. I mean, she's been an up and down season, like you said, been up and down the country, all that sort of stuff. And this place is kind of a little bit like a second home for you Greymouth guys. But nice prestigious event to win. The last Garage16 Modified Invasion 2, by the way. So you'll have some other idiot interviewing you next year when you win a whole heap more, eh?
Yeah, that's right, eh? You've done a good job. I'd just like to say thanks to Rod, Jeremy Webb, Jason last night for setting up this cool car. And hi to Mel Lake and Bray at home. Awesome.
Absolutely. Congratulations. Steve Thompson, 54 GM, wins the Modified Invasion.
As we grid on up, this will be... Good grief, the 4-car, Tony. You're not going to lose that in a dark alley. I mean, we're putting new lights in, but didn't think we're going to have reflective paint on it.
That's a real Ian Burson paint job, that one.
Well, actually, I was thinking more Wayne Andrews.
Yeah, actually it is, isn't it? Yeah.
So the issue that we have, I think, for the limos, particularly the 53 one, I don't actually know if it's going to be fast enough to get over the ramp. But there's going to be plenty of cars behind it that'll be quite happily landing on it. And, of course, they're rear-wheel drive, and it is a wet track. So here we go, race fans. We're all waiting to see what happens. And, of course, the other thing is, who's going to try and tag the limo going over the ramp to try and spin it? Here we go. This is what we want. Actually,
53 has got some speed.
Yeah, he's running the wall, trying to keep it straight. Oh, and it doesn't turn though. As we've got someone broadside behind the limos. As we are launching over that ramp. And the pink car gets absolutely clobbered down there at 4. A bit of a block. Oh, the 99 car wussed. It wussed. Indeed, he pulled to the grass. Yeah, you need to go back and revisit that decision. All the moments in your life led to that moment where you decided not to go over it. As those limos, when they cross up, they're a big car across the track, aren't they? Of course, it is a race, believe it or not. There are so many laps they'll be trying to accumulate. The 53 car, it's Chris in that one. Oh! The 82 car of Tim Wildley. It shortened up someone big time. The limos don't stop. They're too heavy.
They can't stop. Brakes don't work.
And the 53 is actually snapped in half. It's bent in half down the back straight. And I think he's crabbing. Well, here comes his brother in the other limo. And the Lincoln, smoke billowing out of the 6 car. The wee pink thing's just getting launched by the limo. The thing is, when he cuts up the inside of you, he takes out half the track. Oh, we're almost banger racing down there with the picks.
It's a good pile up, that one.
And
oh, we're going to go backwards over the ramp here. Sideways?
No, we're going to beach one. The 19 car is trying to tube the other limo over the ramp. Oh, we've got some damaged bits of kit now. '72 car on the limiter. It slides through the infield. '66 car here coming down the front straight. There's a 17 car plows, and of course some of these cars have done teams derbies.
Oh, the 14 car being taken in there.
Yes. Whoop. Who's in the 72? Because he is on the limiter.
Dylan Anderson.
Ah, yep. Okay. Is the 83. The 99 car that didn't go over the ramp and then wussed out is back out racing and just driving itself off the end at turn 3. 53 car circulating round. He's about to run into the 56 who just braces himself.
Oh!
So the 99...
Huge hit on the limo there. Did more damage than 99.
Chris Maisie decides he doesn't want to go over the ramp, but now he wants to play with the limos. In the big wide world, you'd send a sheriff after him.
Ooh, head on into the limo.
Yeah, there's probably a 3 foot of steel before you get to the motor. As yep, the 99 car now planted in the wall. Probably needs to be beached in there. Who's going to face the ramp? Getting a bit slower off the ramp for one or two of these cars.
Oh, we're going to see one over, almost.
No. But we are going to see the limo over it again. As the 27 car gently bounces over. 14 car crossing past us. '61 has got some speed. The 72's just tubed him off the end. And puts him into the... If he'd carried on with that, it was going to end up ugly for both of them. As limos just graze each other on the way past. And the sheriff's after someone. That's who he's after. Just drove straight in. As the 72 car puts the Lincoln around on the far side. Oh, poor little hatchback's got the shark attack in it. Now, of course, you're not allowed to hit in the driver's door, which, for those of you who may realise, there's been a lot of attacking what would be normally the driver's door on the big Lincoln, but it's actually a left-hand drive
It's
car.
a left-hand drive car, yeah.
So it's absolutely legit. Certainly getting a bit of the pace has fallen off some of these cars.
Along with the bumpers.
We did think the limos would struggle over the ramp in the latter stages of the race and get beached, but they're actually holding their own, to be fair.
They are doing all right.
Just enough momentum.
Not actually that many cars still running.
No, but they've certainly left a mess across the track. It's fair to say that the 82 car is crabbing.
Yeah.
6C car going past us. It's shortened up a fair bit. As the sheriffs are out there doing their job, just cleaning up. Oh, the limo's lost the tyre. That's going to make it hard. Collects the other limo on the way past, but a huff on red light is on.
Well, that's a bit inconvenient, isn't it? Put the red light on just as you're approaching the ramp.
Well, roll over it safely. What have we got? Sheriffs are after someone. Oh! 14 car, I think it was quietly assisted off the track by the Tama Pierce. It certainly altered its roof line. Smoke coming off the car by the rescue team there. And
so who we got still running? 53 is. Can he get going? No. Still red.
It's all a bit. Watching some of the replays tonight, the big limos getting over the ramp. There's certainly a couple of them are going to be sods to put on the trailer. The back wheels aren't going to track the same as the front. So we'll send Tama Pierce over to do something to... Our lights are out, we're going racing. And we use that as the 53 car, I think, has expired. What is up with... Just watching around. What is up with the 99 car again on the infield, pushing something odd? Look at the side of this limo coming down the front straight. Tim Wildley has had some treatment tonight.
27 there is Sam Kay. Not sure if he's actually pushing the car or just he's turned it around neatly enough.
6 car just across the ramp.
That's Jaden Nicol. Perhaps not a surprise to see him still running this late in the race.
The 27 car very ginger over the ramp. Car 27's the leader. So this... As 27 car does have some pace, and the 11 car just going to clean up. No point sitting your car on the limiter when you're not in the race. Yep, tidied up. So car 27 over the ramp, plump plump. 13 car battling the while he's using a lot of steering, and the limo there on the far side just being pushed clear to the infield. And we head to the ramp once more.
So just 4 still running.
And the 27 car starting to steam, just about parked itself where it didn't need to be on the back straight. Smoke pouring out of that, half expected it to be on fire. Dum, dum. The 82 car has got some holes in the side of it. 13. Oh, the little hatchback decided to go round the ramp. Did you see that, Tony? Chicken. Who are we going to call for chicken on this one? We might as well call them by their name. What number is this car?
We'll see as it goes.
Oh, the limo just... The 36 car. The 36 car into the infield. Yeah, the sheriff had spotted it. And that is Shane Lewis. Yep, the sheriff was going to have a go at him. White flag will come as they come around with the 27 car. The limo's parked itself in the back of one of those. So the 27 car, that is... Who is that car? It is Sam Kay leading the race.
He's got to get through this roadblock first.
And
in fact, he may have just expired. There's a lot of smoke or steam or something.
Oh no.
Now he's away again. So he's about to pick up the white flag, not for the limo, but for the 27 machine.
27 machine has...
Spins it up neatly too. Oh no, not that neatly.
No, the problem is you've got to go a long way around to push the car around. You're halfway around by the time you get there. I tell you, if the engine doesn't expire beforehand, whatever it was, you need to buy one as a second car.
Yeah,
it's
reliable ass.
To be fair, though, he has probably been the gentlest over the ramp. As the 27 car over, dum. Give him a hand, race fans, as he heads around Enviro. This will be the checkered flag.
The Sam K.
Well, you just got to get it, yeah. There we go. The ramp race derby is complete. The 27 car will take away the win in what we can only describe as a marathon evening.
Wow. Yep, it's been a weird old evening here at Koken Woodford Glen. I hope it's been an entertaining evening. Oh, I'm just about falling asleep.
We've run out of words.
Yeah, I hope it's been an entertaining evening, whether you've been here in the stadium watching it live or whether you've been watching on the live stream courtesy of the Pits TV. Big thank you to our partners, Garage16 Media for bringing us the Modified Invasion, for Koken Tools for keeping Woodford Glen going, for the people who brought up my tea in the middle of this really long meeting from Mobile Foods and Special Events. You are brilliant. And for everybody out there, thank you for coming tonight. Thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. One more meeting. We promise it'll run a little bit more smoothly than this one, okay? 2 weeks' time, Good Friday, 6 p.m, Street Stock State of Origin. Till then, take care. Good night.